Throwing you off your game? Stick to a winning game plan with Odor Eaters, featuring 3 advanced odor and wetness fighters. The lineup provides long-lasting odor control plus more to keep your feet on their game.
And if you didn't know, Odor Eaters powder provides outstanding moisture control. Clear drying spray is the MVP in preventing athlete's foot, while insoles work continuously to manage wetness while adding a layer of comfort. Pick up today at Walmart, Target, CVS, Dollar General, or other fine retailers.
Odor Eaters, destroy foot odor with the best in odor defense.
Forge new paths with Shawbills Tire and Auto Service this fall. For a limited time, get $60 back by mail on a Firestone Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 eligible tires. Or get up to $100 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your Shawbills credit card. Offer ends November 1st. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone. Visit your local Shawbills location or visit ShawBillsTire.com to learn more. Shawbills. We keep you rolling. Subject to credit approval. See store or FirestoneTire.com/promo for details.
Hi, this is Gordy Rush from my friends at Pods. Portable on-demand storage. On demand at your command. They're a Baton Rouge homegrown company. I know the owners personally, and if you mention my name, they'll give you a 15% discount. That's pods.com, PODS.com.
Many people are injured and can't afford to get the treatment they need because insurance companies won't pay until the case is closed. I'm attorney Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
Offices in Baton Rouge.
104.5 WNXX Jackson, 104.9 KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour is brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Hey, it's Dorian Oka. Join me and Mel Kiper Jr. for Dorian Mel Saturday mornings at 8 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hey, Baton Rouge, it's Peter Burns. Join me and Katie George every Sunday morning at 6 for Best Week Ever right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. on Thursday, September 24th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see cloudy skies with a high of 77. Coming up today on Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota, LSU Athletics Executive Chef Michael Johnson joins us at 7:30. He's going to answer all your Munchie questions, so get them in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. Ben Mintz gives us his 6-pack of picks at 8 a.m. Chad Durbin talks Major League Baseball at 8:30, and Barstool Sports' Brandon Walker joins the show at 9:30. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Watch live at the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. Get inside the Bayou Ford chat. Make sure to subscribe to the Off the Bench and Off the Bench Overtime YouTube channel. Set your notifications. New content is posted there daily. Hour number 1 of OTB starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Off and at it off the bench, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN Radio in New Orleans, 94.7 ESPN Alexandria, always online at 104.5 ESPN.com. Creeping closer. Good Thursday morning to you. Jordy Collada, T-Bob Hebert, Matthew Musso, Danny Cardenas here for OTB until 10 o'clock, powered and driven every single day by All-Star Toyota. Talking football with you, lots to get to. Got sound from Drew Brees, got sound from Ed Ogeron last night from the Coach O Show. Over at TJ Ribs, more of Mike Leach from yesterday's SEC teleconference as he gets set for his first trip to Baton Rouge as a head coach. Made the trip back with Kentucky in the mid-'90s when he was on the offensive staff for Hal Mummy's Wildcats. We'll hear from Leach coming up on OTB. Third hour, Brandon Walker from Barstool Sports, Mississippi State grad. Is he a grad?
I don't know, but I do know
Supporter.
that he had a huge tweet thread saying that Mississippi State is going to beat LSU this Saturday. So we'll get his perspective. See what he has to say to the LSU fans.
Sounds like Rivers on the beach.
Yeah.
There are a couple of toddies.
Hey,
We'll break it down here on Off the Bench.
On Mississippi State, there's elements you like.
Can't think you're going to win the game, though, huh?
Well, I mean, I don't see why Fan, what's the old cliche? Fan is short for fanatic, right? I mean, I think we can all convince ourselves of some things that we shouldn't. I mean, almost every LSU fan I talk to is convinced that they're never going to lose going into that Saturday, right? And then when it happens, it's like the most shocking thing ever when it happens again. So
if Mississippi State's roster comes into Baton Rouge and beats the defending national champs in their first game back, there will be a meltdown.
Okay, I mean, what did people think about Oregon State when they were coming to town after that national championship first game of the season, right?
They didn't win, though.
No, I know, but you know what I'm saying, right? They were right there. My point is, it can, like, way crazier things have happened. They got a couple things to hope for. LSU's returning nobody. Look, they're feeling the same way that LSU felt going into last year, where they're looking to have that Joe Burrow like crazy offensive turnaround. You know, they only averaged 23 passes a game last year.
Yeah,
second to last in the SEC. Mike Leach in 8 years at Washington State averaged over 8 years 51 passes a game. So if you want to talk about going from a running attack, that spread passing attack, a la LSU, Mississippi State trying to do that same thing this year.
Hit your headlines on this Thursday, September 24th.
Headlines on Off the Bench.
Coach O met with the press yesterday in his regular Wednesday car wash. Yesterday it was the SEC teleconference, and last night from TJ Ribbs, it was the Coach O show as he was talking about his Tigers are ready to play on Saturday.
They're ready to play. You know, I got to give credit to our coaching staff and our football team for staying focused. Got to give credit to Tommy Moffitt. Got our guys in shape. They were away for 11 weeks for the COVID. Our guys stayed in touch. Our coaches put installation. We learned offense. We learned defense. And when we came back, we had a workman's-like attitude, block out the noise, focus in on the task at hand. Great leadership on our football team.
You know, O was high on Charles Turner, second-year offensive lineman, and a lot of questions this offseason and summer have been around the Baton Rouge native Carlil Thomas out of Southern Lab. Last night, Ogeron updated the status of the second-year interior offensive lineman.
You know, Cardell did have a big-time recruit for us. 5-star right out here at Southern Lab, was the leader of our recruiting class. I couldn't ask enough about Cardell and what he's done for LSU already, and his parents are great people. With his injury, you know, he's still lagging a little bit. He's coming back. He's almost full speed, and I think he's going to be a great player for us. It's just going to take a while.
People develop on different timelines. Cardell Thomas' story is far from over. It just sounds like here at the early portion of his story on the college level, he's just not quite ready yet. And with the injury and everything, that makes sense. So he'll just have to keep trying. I mean, Charles Turner, though, I hope that he's as good as Coach is talking about there, because he is going to have a lot on his shoulders. It sounds like he's going to be that primary interior backup, despite being, you know, pretty inexperienced.
Mike Leach was speaking yesterday on the SEC teleconference. How do you motivate guys that you didn't recruit?
The biggest thing is you try to kind of sell what you want to do on the field, and sell it, illustrate it, teach it, get people as good at it as you possibly can. Some jump on board, and some, aren't necessarily all in, and try to get them all in. And if they don't get all in, you try to encourage them to go find something else to do. But really, it's just keep teaching and keep having success. Then they get excited, and as they get excited, it gets contagious.
Mike Leach yesterday, a part of the SEC teleconference. We've got more sound from Leach coming up here on OTB. LSU has been picked to finish second in the SEC West behind Alabama. That according to a preseason poll put out by the media on Wednesday. Alabama is picked to beat Florida in the SEC championship, according to the poll. LSU defensive backs Derek Stingley Jr. and Jacoby Stevens were named All-SEC first team, while wide receivers Terrace Marshall, linebacker Jabril Cox, place kicker Cade York, and Derek Stingley Jr. were all named to the second team AP All-SEC team.
One of the games I'm most excited to watch is Saturday in that 11 a.m. slate, Jordy. We got a little Florida versus Ole Miss. Yeah. So it sounds like the other SEC media kind of jumping on the Florida bandwagon with us. So they will win the East and beat Georgia this year. And that starts. We'll get a look at them, and then we'll get a look at Lane Kiffin in Oxford on Saturday. And I'm really excited for that.
LSU Mississippi State, 2:30 kickoff. inside Tiger Stadium on Saturday. We'll have your coverage and lead up beginning at 9:30 Saturday morning on Eagle 98.1.
Yeah, I'm going to be in that studio like 12. I'm going to be in here like 12 to 12. So come hang out with your boy during the game. Live stream 104.5 ESPN. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Green Bay wide receiver Davante Adams says he doesn't know yet whether he'll be able to play Sunday night at New Orleans after leaving the Packers' previous game versus the Lions with an early hamstring injury. Sunday night's Packers game could feature two of the NFL's most prolific wide receivers in Adams and New Orleans' Michael Thomas. But injuries could also prevent either of the guys from playing. Adams has 17 catches for 192 yards and 2 scores through the first 2 weeks of NFL action. Yesterday, Drew Brees was speaking to the media for the first time since the Monday night loss. Here he was talking about hearing everything that's being said about his game right now.
Well, listen, that's the nature of our business. Even after you have really good games or really good performances, it's always on to the next opponent. There's always another challenge right around the corner. Week in and week out, you really have to put together your best efforts in order to win in this league. It's tough to win. You have to execute at a very high level. And listen, we're used to doing that. Obviously there's those moments, there's those games that you have where obviously it's not clicking, or for whatever reason, you walked away from it saying, we can be much better than that, and you just get back to work. And you put together a game plan that everybody feels very confident with, and then you go into the next game, feeling like, man, we've done everything we can to put ourselves in the best position to succeed.
If you've listened to us and you've signed up for Underhill's NewOrleans.football, his film review is probably the best breakdown that I've seen of Monday night's game. And while Brees absolutely still has a lot to fix, what the film does reveal is that those problems, and Drew Brees is at quite yet. Hell, he says he feels good, borderline great, boys.
T-Bob biting the Brees bait here on this Thursday morning, Thursday night football.
You've been sitting on this Brees is done take for like 3 years. You
2
can't.
years.
You put a house up there. You've
2
been
years.
hanging out. Nobody's been moving in. Property value's been like crap for 2
Where y'all
years
all
now.
been?
13 wins.
Good to
You
see
get a little
everybody
heat,
around.
like you struck a little bit of oil or something on the land now, and all of a sudden neighborhoods wanting to pop up. Everybody's trying to move in. Screw you.
Super Bowl party back at the house. Same place the last 2 years, everybody.
I'm staying on my side of the river.
Brees is invited.
I believe.
God knows he won't be in the game.
I believe in Drew Brees. That was terrible.
Yeah, that's bad.
I believe
Thursday
Drew
night
Brees.
football for you tonight. The Jacksonville Jaguars, Gardner Minshew, and the
Truly?
crew favored by a field goal over the Miami Dolphins. That'll be on the NFL Network at 7 o'clock. UAB, 6.5-point favorites over South Alabama. Kickoff 6:30 on ESPN. Last night in the association, Tyler Hero went off as the Heat.
Wow.
The rookie scored 37 points, which is a Heat rookie record, and the Heat beat the Boston Celtics 112-109 Wednesday night in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Jimmy Butler scored 24. Goran Dragic had 22. Bam Adebayo was dealing with a bit of shoulder soreness. He added 20 and 12 as the Heat take a 3-1 lead in that series, and they can close it out on Friday night with Game 5 set to tip from Orlando. Jason Tatum for the Celtics scored all of his 28 points in the second half as Boston fell 3-1 in that series. Tonight, the Los Angeles Lakers are favored by 6 points in Game 4 as they look to wrestle back series momentum from Denver, who won Game 3 2 nights ago. LeBron and crew lead that series 2-1. The tip-off is set for 8 o'clock on TNT.
Yeah, those 37 by Tyler Hero. Also an NBA record for points by a rookie off the bench in a playoff game. So doing things that you've never quite seen before. And this Heat team, man, they just continue. They're fun to watch. They continue to look deeper and deeper. They've got so many different ways they can beat you. Last night it was Hero. And again, it looks like if the Lakers win tonight, 3-1 each series, although that's kind of where the Nuggets want to be.
Yeah.
It looks like you are hurtling towards that LeBron James versus the Heat matchup, which I love. It's also kind of crazy that the Miami Heat are going to be the lovable, plucky underdogs, even though they're one of the most storied franchises in NBA history and have Pat Riley at the helm. But sure, yeah, I'll cheer for him.
Brandon Walker, who is a Mississippi State fan, will stop by here in the third hour. He works for Barstool Sports. He'll talk about LSU, Mississippi State in the third hour today. Second hour. Chad Durbin will stop by at 8:30 as we'll get Durbin's thoughts on a sports weekend. We'll also get his tidbits on baseball as they're moving into a playoff run in Major League Baseball. 8 o'clock this morning, Ben Mintz handing out his six-pack of winners. And Chef Michael Johnson in 15 minutes answering your food questions. It was a great day of food for the OTB crew. We missed you yesterday, Danny, as we were at No Bills in Lutcher on Main Street with Randy Lanois and his crew. The catfish were spectacular.
Unreal, dude. I mean, what a meal for lunchtime. At first, I get fried catfish put in front of my face, a ton of it. Then next thing you know, I got a beautiful soft-shell crab and some beans and shrimp lined up. Before I can look, I've got a brownie with ice cream on the top laid in front of me. I mean, it was just an unreal meal. And then I went straight from there and had to go smack up on those boys, Dudley DeBosier and Hester and Justin Vincent, beat them in a sliders eating competition. 6 sliders in 2 minutes for the big guy.
Way to represent, T.
Yeah, taking it down.
OTB rolling on this Thursday.
Off the Bench with Jordy Culotta and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
We are brought to you every single day by AccuTemp. Remember, over at AccuTemp, there is a great special right now with the Tiger Tune-Up, and that is this weekend at halftime. You have to text the number 31996. 31996. Text that number halftime to get your $49 special with the Tiger Tune-Up. That includes a full tune-up of your AC or heater, whichever one you prefer. It also includes cleaning the outdoor coils. Yesterday, Josh came by from AccuTemp and gave me service on my air condition. It is incredible, the service you get from AccuTemp. 30 minutes before Josh showed up, he texted me, sent me a picture of his face, letting me know that he was on his way. You know who to expect. You know who's coming inside your home. AccuTemp, it is a full experience. It's not just about the repair of the AC or the heater. It's an experience from start to finish.
Well, look, these are things that you're going to have to get done no matter what, right? And AccuTemp knows that. And so they want to make it an experience that's enjoyable for you so you know where you want to go next. Go to AccuTempBR.com today.
Tune in tonight as Gardner Minshew and the Jacksonville Jaguars host Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Miami Dolphins. The NFL lives on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Here at the Big Squeezy, we continue to serve the Baton Rouge and Southeast Louisiana areas during these troubling times. We are dedicated to providing you healthy food items to help you live your best life. From our cold-pressed juices to our delicious smoothies, let the Big Squeezy keep you going. Stay active, stay happy, and let us help you stay healthy. Visit us at our locations and also inside of Alexander's and Mathern's grocery stores or online at thebigsqueezy.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast office products.
$11,000 off MSRP on a new 2020 Ford F-150. Buy a new one for less than a used one. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Ryan Clark, Mike Detillier, Fantasy Blitz, and you. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, hashtag Munchies inside of the Bayou Ford chat app right now. We will get the questions over to Chef Michael Johnson at 7:30, just like we do every Thursday here on Off the Bench. So we'll answer your food questions. If you're in South Louisiana and you're around Lutcher and you're around the Gramercy area, you've got to check out No Bills as Randy Lanois and the crew, BG.
Everything fresh.
Everything was fantastic.
I mean, that's the thing. It felt like a real fresh home cooked meal. It's the same thing that I feel about City Cafe, but that tartar sauce, even, man, that tartar sauce, homemade, you could tell, and spectacular for it. So it's the best meal. It's a great meal.
It is South Louisiana wrapped up in a restaurant.
Yes.
I mean,
you can feel it.
Feel like you are down home. So we appreciate
and
Randy
you
Lanois.
getting there, you're kind of driving through and you're watching the landscape change to your more kind of bayou sort of feel. Town gets a little smaller, beautiful old building that it's in. I think it's been like a general store in the past. You could tell that this is one of those buildings that's been around, like it feels like, since the town's been founded. So, yeah, it was a great time. Shout out to Randy, a very Godfather sort of feel to Mr. Randy Lanois.
Yeah, showed up with his childhood best friend, Kenny Matassa, who, if I was the casting director of a movie and was putting together a mob movie, Kenny Matassa would be my first selection as the boss's right-hand man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got everything down to a T. The hair has got just like this natural flow back to it. He's got the tight tuck into the Sansa belt pants.
He
kind of sits with his hand on his gut. He's got that laugh.
He's got a distinctive laugh, distinctive voice, but he also has that smile that makes you a little uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
You
gonna eat that?
There's a little something lurking.
Nah, Kenny, here you go, buddy. You can have it.
There's like a little danger lurking behind that smile, or a little madness. And it was good. He had me cracking up.
Hey, Bolts, you want me to break his legs? Easy, Kenny.
Are there
Easy,
any movies
easy.
about like the Cajun mob or like the Cajun mafia or anything like that?
Sounds like there's one in motion right now.
I mean, New Orleans politics has enough greasiness you could dive in and cast them. But yeah, so great time yesterday.
Let's see if New Orleans politics, how they feel about Drew Brees. Brees yesterday was speaking to the media. I tried.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Brees was speaking to the media. We let you hear the one where he said he was talking about blocking out the noise earlier, but he was talking about how he feels going into a short week Sunday night.
I feel good. I feel good. Borderline great. And I'd say, again, my job is to move the football, get first downs, possess the ball, score points, right? And so however we can do that, we're going to do it. One of the statistics that was thrown out after the game was, the yards per attempt or something like that. I mean, there are many statistics I do not pay one bit of attention to, and that would be one of them.
So I do want to clear something up because...
Do we believe that he does not pay attention to it?
Sounds
like it digs at him a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit of it's the old thing where, like, if I'm telling you I don't care, I'm inherently showing that I care, right? Look, the Breeze.
I mean, that's usually when you pounce. That's usually when you pounce.
Yeah, the Breeze.
People.
No, the Breeze news cycle right now. You can tell this is unlike what he's used to dealing.
Yep.
Right. And his answers kind of reflect a little bit of frustration. You're maybe seeing some cracks in that very manicured veneer, but like that's good. I want that. He should be pissed. And he should be mad about what everybody's saying about him because they're saying you're done. They're saying you're cooked. They're saying you don't have it anymore. They say you have a Super Bowl roster and you're going to be the weak link that holds them back. Imagine being the guy that has set NFL records year after year, done all these great things, and then people want to call you the weak link after 2 weeks? Like, good. I hope he's angry, and I hope he goes out there and he plays better because of it. But I do want to point out just one little thing, which is that yards per attempt is very important. Yards per attempt is a great single metric to measure a quarterback's overall efficiency because that takes in that is how many passes you've attempted versus how many yards you have gained. What he's referencing is yards or air yards per attempt, and that is just how far the ball is traveling. That doesn't matter. Breeze was like in the bottom 5 of that category for the last 2 years, and the Saints won 13 games while he kicked ass along the way. The Saints don't need a deep ball to be successful. They just have to be good at the short and intermediate stuff, what they have not been. And that's, again, why the Mike Thomas absence is so impactful, is like if that's what you want to do, if that's your greatest strength, you are missing the player who is literally the best in the NFL at executing on that strength. That's hard to replace.
More from Breeze. Here he is talking yesterday about his thoughts on his first week.
No, I mean, listen, you have to work at it. You absolutely have to work at it. And we've got some new faces. We've got some young guys in some key areas. I'd say especially offensively. Obviously with the loss of Mike Thomas last week, we're having to fit some guys into some new roles, get some guys some significant playing time, maybe in different situations that they haven't been in before. And so I think there definitely is that element of just, man, getting everybody same page, everybody in sync. And, man, I'm confident with the guys that we have and with the system that we have and everything that we're going to be able to get back on track.
Yeah, it's definitely the closest that you're going to get to hear Breeze just be like, man, that wasn't on me. That was on my teammates. But there were a couple times where that was arguably the case.
Sorry, I'm getting a flurry of texts from Ascension Parish. I called Kenny Matassa. It's Phil Matassa.
Oh.
So he's ordered his first hit.
Oh, well.
On the radio crew.
Phil, let's be clear. It wasn't me, okay? We had a great time
You were
yesterday.
going along with it, calling him Kenny during that story.
No, did not. Never said that. I said Phil. We had a great time yesterday sitting by each other. He gave me some great life advice about what to do with your wife when you retire. So, we're cool.
Former Ascension president.
Oof.
Phil Matassa.
Big oof.
Yesterday at lunch with us. Oof. More from Breeze yesterday on how hard it is to get to the final game of the NFL calendar.
I mean, maybe so. We've each been to one and we've each won one, right? So, and we've had probably some heartbreaking moments in the playoffs. Both teams. But regardless, listen, each season is a new season, and each team is a new team. And you're going to face your fair share of challenges. Obviously, they've had a ton of success, just like we have. Lots of playoffs appearances, lots of playoff wins. And again, just those challenges that we've all faced in order to try to get to the ultimate prize.
Breeze and Emmanuel Sanders have looked a little off base through the first 2 weeks. Here's Breeze talking about getting on the same page with Emmanuel.
Well, honestly, I don't feel like there have been a ton of opportunities. We've called some down the field shots. Like, for example, we called 2 in that game that were designed to go to him down the field. Unfortunately, the coverage didn't really dictate that, didn't really allow that. There was a couple other opportunities that, for whatever reason, I didn't have the time to get it to him, or there was a breakdown elsewhere that didn't allow it. So that's happened a time or two. But man, I'm very confident in him and his ability and his role in this offense, and those opportunities will come.
All right, New Orleans Saints hosting the Green Bay Packers Sunday night, 7:20. That'll be on NBC, primetime game. T-Bob is on the Breeze bait as Breeze says he feels good, borderline great going into Sunday night's game versus Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. We've got a lot to break down between Mississippi State and LSU. Mike Leach squaring off against Ed Ogeron. Leach bringing his Bulldog squad over. First-time head coach in the SEC. He has been a part of the Southeastern Conference. He was on Hal Mummy's offensive staff in the mid-'90s over in Kentucky, so he's been to Tiger Stadium for the first time. But for the first time, he will bring his own group in here as the head coach. We've got sound from Leach. We've got sound from Ogeron that we'll give you before we get out of here on OTB. But next, it's your food questions being answered by Chef Michael Johnson of LSU Food. We'll get a feel of game week inside the Nutrition Center next here on OTB, powered by All-Star Toyota.
Off the bench with Kalata and T-Bob.
Brought to you daily by the Lanois. Shout out to Randy and his crew yesterday. BG was very offended yesterday morning during the live read when I said anytime it happens during the 7 o'clock hour. Randy has always advised us not to hand out the phone number because there's no way the boys would be up. BG fired off a text message saying that he had been in the office since 6:30. So they're working for you early this morning if you need them. Auto insurance, home insurance, flood insurance, business insurance. Randy, Brian, Dee Lanois all standing by. It was great to see Miss Nell yesterday over in Lutcher, Louisiana. She was over at the office down there in the Bayou Parishes. Online, LANOIXagency.com.
LANOIXagency.com, LANOIXagency.com. Bundle your home and your auto. Get an agent who's going to work actively for you to save you money without you lifting a finger. You're going to customize policies for your specific needs. You need flood insurance, even if you're not in a flood zone. Get the most coverage, the best rate. Go to LanoisAgency.com, LanoisAgency.com.
Tune in Thursday night as Gardner Minshew and the Jacksonville Jaguars host Ryan Fitzmagic Fitzpatrick and the Miami Dolphins. The NFL lives on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Well, the reason why I would recommend him because he's trustworthy. I mean, attention and love and respect of who you are, what you are, and the purpose why you came, he honors that. Once you're with Murphy, you got a friend.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
$11,000 off MSRP on a new 2020 Ford F-150. Buy a new one for less than a used one. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Ryan Clark, Mike Detillier, Fantasy Blitz, and you. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Cheesecake, munching on a cheesecake, munching on a cheesecake. Cheesecake. A cheesecake, gobble, gobble, cheesecake, gobble, gobble, cheesecake. Cheesecake. A cheesecake, gobble, gobble, cheesecake, gobble, gobble, cheesecake. Cheesecake.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. And right now it is time, as we do every Thursday, we bring in LSU executive chef Michael Johnson. Answer all of your Munchies questions. If you want to get him in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, we'll ask him. So let's just go ahead and dive in. Chef, what's going on, man? How you doing today?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, got you now. Sorry. We were podding you up. All right. I don't really care how you're doing. I was just opening conversation to see if you were on the phone or not. Hashtag Munchies going elk hunting next week. Have you ever cooked beef or wild game tongue?
Beef tongue, yeah. Beef tongue tacos are fantastic if you know how to prepare them. It's kind of a Latin dish, and tongue is nice and tender, and it cooks up well and tastes great.
How do you cook elk?
Never anything wild. I prepare elk similar to what I would do venison. I never cooked the tongue before, but it doesn't mean I wouldn't. I just have never had the opportunity. But I treat elk like venison.
Hashtag Munchies. Have you seen a difference marbling of beef, and do the players get prime rib on the regular? I don't.
They do get prime rib on the regular. The grass fed. So we buy antibiotic free, hormone free. Yes, grass fed beef, and there is a noticeable difference. We just had steak night at the nutrition center last night, and everybody in the kitchen while we were cooking them took notice of the marbling. It's not quite as marbled as, say, like a Wagyu or a Kobe, but for beef it's really impressive, and it makes a difference. That fat, when it's inside the muscle tissue and it cooks and then it melts down, there's a noticeable difference on the palate.
Chef Michael Johnson joining us here on Off the Bench, just like he does every Thursday morning. Get your questions in, hashtag Munchies. Chef Cullen texts in a good question this week, Chef, that I would be curious about. If you were going to a watch party this weekend, what would you want the spread to entail? What would you want the spread to be?
For the Tigers or for NFL? I guess that depends on which day of the week we're talking about.
On Saturday.
Saturday. I'm a fan of watching them win by a big margin. I would love to see a blowout. But I like the fact that I think that there's something to be said about being charismatic with the win, and some people won't agree with this. That if you're ahead by 3 or 4 touchdowns, you can kind of sit back a little bit and relax. But I guess that depends on who you're playing. If it's Florida or Alabama, just keep going.
So if you were putting together a menu,
I think the spread got the wires crossed there.
It did.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
no problem.
Spread.
I love where your mind's at.
Well, I also love that, you were like, what the hell kind of question is this? But you just rolled with it. I can always appreciate a guest who does that.
So if you were laying out the menu, and if that was the spread, what would you like it to entail? That's probably on the question asker more than the answer.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
If it's at my house or something that I'm doing personally, there's probably going to be some pork on it somewhere. I would say pork belly is one of my favorite things to eat. And beef tenderloin with probably some pork wrapped around it. I like fresh veggies too, so probably some grilled fresh veggies over an open flame. And I like cheese too, like cheese and cured meats. So there's going to be a salumi board on there somewhere with lots of different types of cheeses, soft cheeses and such. And probably some bourbon in the corner somewhere.
My God. Hashtag Munchies. Going dove hunting Saturday. Best way to cook dove breast besides wrapping it in bacon?
I like to soak dove in milk first, and it kind of pulls the gaminess out of it.
Huh.
And my brother and I we'll take it and fry it kind of like venison, like a backstrap almost. It's really tender and kind of has a slight gaminess to it. And I really like Dove, like pan-fried.
Fried dove, dude. Never even heard of that. Hashtag Munchies. Is everything kosher with your mom?
Well, I haven't seen her face-to-face yet, but yeah, I think so.
Okay, we made peace. Hashtag Munchies. How do you cook your shrimp scampi?
So scampi is loved to be cooked in butter, but at the Nutrition Center we don't cook too much with butter. So we use some high-end olive oils and cook it on a low temperature so the oil doesn't degrade, and just lots of herbs in there, and lemon juice and garlic and shallots and aromatics that really just kind of bolster the dish.
This one's interesting, Chef, and I think hashtag Munchies. It's about the home cooked meals. I know that I think y'all said for just whatever logistical reasons y'all have got away from it a bit, but they were talking about some of the players from the African countries. Right, we've been talking about BJ Ojulari and the Gambia. Like, do you have any knowledge of that cuisine, or is that something? If you were to do that, is that something you just research at the time?
It would be something I researched at the time. I have done some African culture, but I mean, as a broad place as Africa is, we would dive into specific regions from where they're from, and we'd want to talk to their parents as well, because it's not just about going to the culture; it's about going to the home, and things that the athlete had when they were growing up. So, we would definitely do research without just blindly saying, "Oh, I'm familiar with this dish. Let's make this for them." So. There's definitely research behind it.
You need to talk to Twin77.
Do you know? Did you know that the rookie defensive end BJ Ojulari is royalty?
I did not, but that's pretty awesome.
He's literally a prince. It's crazy.
Chef, how does this week change for you and the Nutrition Center now that it's game week, or is there any change?
The only changes for us, like we've been, even though the state went into phase 3, we really did not, because again, if a restaurant has something happen there, they have the ability to shutter the doors and clean and disinfect, and we don't have that luxury. We have to maintain the sanitation and stuff on it every moment. So for us, the change has been that we've been creating boxes. We put the box, they come in, they decide what box they have. This week we have the box, and we allow them to make the decision of what they want. So we're trying to push towards giving them more and more options, but at the same breath, we have to manage how long they're in the Nutrition Center. One is because there's 450, 500 athletes now, because the seniors from last year that were granted eligibility still this year, they did not go. So we have more athletes this year than last year.
Wow.
So getting them through safely and in a timely manner is really important, but we've managed that so far, and so now we're trying to give them more options.
Chef Michael Johnson from LSU Nutrition every week here with us on Off the Bench. Hashtag Munchies to get your questions answered. Chef, what are your thoughts on beer can chicken?
Ooh.
I like beer can chicken. I guess it depends on what flavor of beer you're putting underneath it, to be honest with you, because I'm kind of picky about my beer, and I like stouts and porters, and I think there's a slightly different flavor that's added to it, and if you put a Schlitz or something like that underneath it, I'm probably going to pass.
Yeah, some sort of good milk stouters. Hashtag Munchies. I've cooked salmon several times over the past few weeks with mixed results. What's the perfect way to cook salmon in the oven?
Preheat your oven to about 400 degrees, and I like barbecued salmon. It's kind of a California-style dish, and I glaze the salmon. I sear it first in a pan so that it has a kind of a tacky crust, and then brush it with. And this goes without the barbecue sauce as well. But once you have it seared, you put it in the oven with or without the glaze, of course. And it's probably going to take 7 or 8 minutes at 400. And it depends if you have a convection oven or a conventional oven at the house. If you have a convection oven at the house, it's probably just 375. If you have a conventional oven, 400. And it's not going to take 7 or 8 minutes. And if you've sourced your salmon from a good place, you don't have to cook it to done. And if it goes over 145 degrees, it's going to be dry.
Yeah.
So, you pay attention to I don't cook necessarily for a time. I'm looking for indicators. Like if you start to see like white liquid start to ooze out of the salmon, that's an indicator. And if the flesh starts pulling apart from itself, that's an indicator. That means that it's ready and you need to pull it out.
Hashtag Munchies. Chef, I picked up a beef shoulder roast yesterday. It weighs about 12 pounds. Can I smoke it like a brisket, or should I slice it up and chop it up for sandwiches?
Yeah, I would chop it up. The thing about brisket is it has a high fat content, and it likes that low cooking. You can slow cook it, but it's a lean cut of meat, and really what you're trying to do is add some tenderness to it, right? Because brisket already has a little bit more tenderness to it, and so I think that they like braises and moist heat cooking rather than dry heat cooking. It can dry out in a long cook like that.
Hashtag Munchies. Do you recommend using avocado and or coconut oil for cooking?
We do, yeah, and they have high smoke points, and it just depends on what you're using it for. Some people don't like the lack of flavor. They really don't have strong flavors, but some people are used to, like, olive oil. It has a pretty unique flavor, and so when you make whatever it is that you're making, you need to be aware of the flavor profile of it and be able to blend to that because it does taste a little bit different, but it's super healthy for you.
We may have covered this over the last couple of weeks, but if you can answer it again, do you have a most overrated tailgate food?
I think like beanie weenies probably. I can't stand barbecue beanie weenies at all. No.
They're so tasty though. They're just tiny little sausages.
Those little smokies go down good, yeah.
Hashtag Munchies. Best ingredients for a frittata.
I think this depends on where you're from. Like I've put crawfish and poblanos in a frittata before, and then found it pretty good. Or seafood in there, and I like to shred a little soft cheese, so when it melts, it kind of has these little pockets of cheese in it too.
I gotta be honest. What's a frittata?
Don't look at me.
Frittata.
You don't know either. Okay. So what's a frittata? We don't know.
It's like a baked egg dish, kind of like a quiche, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit like that.
Chef, the head coach's diet. A lot of people have been talking about his physique this offseason.
Bro, his chin looks square right now.
So what's up with his diet? Do you monitor all of his meals, or what goes on with the head coach?
Yeah, I make both of his meals while I'm there. So he eats breakfast. Sometimes he comes down, sometimes he doesn't. It just depends on his morning. He always has a salad for lunch, and then typically, whatever's on the line for dinner. So he eats a chicken salad or a nice salad with some protein on it, but primarily chicken during the day, and then at night he eats what everybody else does. Usually, he's pretty easygoing and is one of the most appreciative people of the food, and is vocal about it to us. So we love having him there, and I enjoy being the guy that hands him his food.
Last one. And if you could, give us a little peek behind the curtain. We're about 48 hours away from kickoff to the first regular season game of the year. What's the schedule like for you?
Away games, I'm on the road with them. I leave on Thursdays to go up and start getting preparations ready and go through a sequence of things. And home games, actually the team goes to Lod Cook on Friday afternoon, and so I don't see them again until probably sometimes we'll see them on Sunday, depending. Some of them will come in for recovery, but we won't see them again until Monday morning. And man, the excitement just starts. Like we were at the Nutrition Center the other day, and they started playing music at the stadium, and I mean, I got chicken, goosebumps up the arm, and it just started getting me excited. And all the guys, and when they come through there, you can see the excitement in their faces, and the feel is back, and the excitement's in the air. I think everybody's really excited about it.
Do you go to the game?
It depends on what game. I don't have tickets necessarily, but I can get tickets if I need. My sister-in-law has some good tickets, and I don't know if I'll be able to make it this year or not, but hopefully I will. But I don't need to go to the games per se. I go to the games on the away games, and I feel spoiled because of that. But I definitely cheer, and I definitely watch, and definitely listen wherever I am, support the team.
Always appreciate your expertise, sir. Enjoy the next 2 days and pull them through on Saturday. We'll talk to you next Thursday.
Take care, fellas.
Yes, sir. There's Chef Michael Johnson checking in from LSU Food this morning, as he's with us every Thursday, just like Chad Durbin is. He'll be here at 8:30 this morning. Ben Mintz is checking in 13 minutes, as he'll give us a 6-pack of winners.
Well, hopefully.
As we get ready for the weekend. Close that hour one next.
Off the bench with Colada and T-Bob.
Donaldsonville Glass and Body online, dgbauto.com. We were talking earlier about a Kenny, and it's Kenny Frederick that was on the mind. Kenny Frederick from Donaldsonville Glass and Body. DGBauto.com, been there since the mid-'70s. Not all about the collision repair. They are the best in the business on that. And it's out there. It's wet this morning, so if you get into an accident, remember Donaldsonville Glass and Body, 24-hour towing. They can get to the accident site, make the pick up the vehicle, bring it back to 415 Division Street out in Donaldsonville, Louisiana, make the repair, and then drop it right back off to you. Customer service is what they believe in. They practice and preach it every single day. That's why their doors have been open for over 40 years. Online, DGBauto.com.
Shout out to my guy, Potato Crusher, who's in the Bayou Ford chat while also being in Zoom class. That's good multitasking, kids. Be like Potato Crusher. Be like Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Treat your customers the right way, and they will come back to you. Okay? Go to DonaldsonvilleGlassandBody.com today.
Saints coverage, Chiefs, Cowboys, Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday Night Football. From the opening kickoff to the playoffs and the Super Bowl, the NFL lives on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
$11,000 off MSRP on a new 2024 F-150. Buy a new one for less than a used one. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
Here at the Big Squeezy, we continue to serve the Baton Rouge and Southeast Louisiana areas during these troubling times. We are dedicated to providing you healthy food items to help you live your best life. From our cold-pressed juices to our delicious smoothies, let the Big Squeezy keep you going. Stay active, stay happy, and let us help you stay healthy. Visit us at our locations and also inside of Alexander's and the Thurns grocery stores or online at thebigsqueezy.com.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
At Corval Toyota in Opelousas, you can get into a RAV4 for $3,000 off MSRP. That's right, $3,000 off MSRP. And we have plenty in stock. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Ryan Clark, Mike Detillier, Fantasy Blitz, and you. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Oh, jeez, man. What a mistake. What a mistake earlier on the Matassa.
Apparently, Kenny has a little bit of history that's kind of in line with what we were alluding to. And Kenny's a completely different but still real person.
Kenny is on brand of the guy that we were describing. We actually met Phil Matassa yesterday, and he was phenomenal. I told you if we were casting directors for mob movies, Phil would definitely fit the subject. But it looks like that Kenny might actually be the guy.
Yeah, here's a headline from The Advocate. Somebody said, Kenny Matassa cleared of wrongdoing and picks up extra $42K on his way out of office.
My man Kenny.
Hey.
My man Kenny. He's got shades on with a pinstripe suit in that picture as well.
That's called finessing the system right there. And here at OTB, we appreciate that sort of thing. We also appreciate you getting the chat to 350 right now. Keep sharing the stream. Let's push for 400.
Ben Mintz is coming up here in a couple of minutes. He's going to give you some winners for the weekend if you want to hang out and get the six-pack there. Chad Durbin's going to stop by at 8:30 this morning. This was a story that was breaking as we were getting off the air. As I was getting off the air yesterday, T-Bob, I don't know if you talked about this, but the Tyrod Taylor situation in Los Angeles. I mean, I don't mean to laugh at it or bring any type of humor to it, but
it's funny.
Tyrod Taylor, the team doctor with the Chargers accidentally punctured his lung 20 minutes before kickoff on Sunday. That's why Justin Herbert got the late entry.
Yeah, I mean, think about it, though. The team doctor, he's at every single practice, right? So he's seen these practice battles. He obviously doesn't trust Coach Lynn. He wants to accelerate the timeline. The team doctor believes Herbert is ready. The cracked ribs of Tyrod Taylor present an opportunity. When opportunity presents itself, he ran through that door. He punctured Taylor's lungs on purpose because he wanted to see Herbert get his debut. And who can argue with him?
I mean, did he get his medical degree from Oregon?
I mean, look at him. Wait, did he really?
I don't know. I'm asking. I mean, he might be an Oregon
I
fan.
fell into that, yeah. But hey, was the doctor wrong? I mean, Herbert looked better than Taylor.
I mean, look at this quote from Anthony Lynn to ESPN. What if this is you at the center of this quote? Taylor's injury is not career-threatening, adding that the doctor just made a mistake. It happens, Lynn told ESPN. Tyrod's not angry. He's not upset. I mean, could you imagine?
I mean, if you're Tyrod,
20 minutes before kickoff, if you're like, did that hurt? Yeah, I'm having trouble breathing. I think I just accidentally punctured your lung, man.
Apparently, though, in the doctor's defense, like I said earlier, I did read that it's like millimeters away from your lungs when you get a shot in your ribs like this anyway.
Well, T, in that case, let me administer it.
Yeah, I guess. Look, I don't know if I'd be upset if I was Tyrod either. Things are going to go this way anyway. Yeah. It's not like you were going to turn around your entire career at this point. You're not getting paid less all of a sudden. Just,
Anthony Lynn, it wasn't my decision, Tyrod. You kind of took it out of my hands.
Exactly. It kind of works out.
You got to go with the rookie.
It works out for all parties involved. Herbert week 2. That's something interesting to think
film's
about.
Film's out.
I wonder.
Hour 2 next.
Off the bench with Kalata and T-Bob.
Secure Shredding and Recycling. Remember online, secureshreddingandrecycling.com. I want to make a Matassa joke so bad here, but I'm going to stay away from it. Secureshreddingandrecycling.com is online. Remember, your document destruction specialist. They can help you out. It doesn't matter if you are an individual, a business, a nonprofit organization, or a government agency. They've got mobile shredding available, up to 10 trucks on the road daily that are shredding. They can also offer drop-off shredding. If you need hard drives destroyed and mention Off the Bench, they'll take those 2 first hard drives and destroy them for free. Online, secureshreddingandrecycling.com.
Secureshreddingandrecycling.com. That's right. You need some information to take some concrete shoes, go for a swim. Secure Shredding's got your back, okay? All your document destruction needs, which ultimately is a services business. Serve their customers, serve the environment. But the customers want to focus on, right? Because they're local. They're LSU grads. There's going to be a relationship there. So they can pick up, destroy on site. They can bring back to their facilities. They got drop-off points. They got it all. SecureShreddingRecycling.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Hello?
What's up, E? What you doing?
Chilling at the office working. You?
Hanging at the job site. Chilling.
Roof's up?
Hey, Greg, roof up? Roof's up. Roof's up.
Roof's up.
Roof's up?
Roof's up.
Roof's up! Roof's up! Beautiful roof every single time.
True.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her Auctioner primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an Auctioner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
$11,000 off MSRP on a new 2020 Ford F-150. Buy a new one for less than a used one. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Hour is brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on Thursday, September 24th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see cloudy skies with a high of 77. In case you missed hour one of the show, you can catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com, brought to you by Carriages. Still to come, Ben Mintz gives us his six-pack of picks. Next, Chad Durbin stops by at 8:30 and Barstool Sports' Brandon Walker at 9:30. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Watch live at the 1045 ESPN YouTube channel. Get inside the Bayou Ford chat. Make sure you subscribe to the Off the Bench and Off the Bench Overtime YouTube channels. Set your notifications. New content posted there daily. Hour number 2 of OTB starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hour 2 off and added off the bench. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN Radio in New Orleans, 94.7 ESPN Alexandria. We are always online at 104.5 ESPN.com or on your smart speakers. Hit us on YouTube as well. We're at the 104.5 ESPN station. Anything you may have missed, like our 15 minutes with Chef Michael Johnson that we do every Thursday, that'll be a part of today's podcast. All podcast sound is brought back to you by Carriages of Baton Rouge, carriagesbr.com, online. Great social media there. Hit them on Instagram and Facebook. As Will and the crew getting you set up for game day. If you want that game day alternate logo, LSU game day, stop in and see them on the corner of Old Hammond and Jefferson Highway. They've been outfitting Baton Rouge since 1982. They got great experience. Hit them online, carriagesbr.com. Coming up in hour 2, Ben Mintz is in studio with us. He was at Noble's Restaurant yesterday in Lutcher with the Lanois crew.
Noble's, nice job.
Yes.
We're learning a lot. Shout out to St. Parish. Apparently y'all listen because Jordy's getting roasted for everything that he has said this morning. Shout out in the chat to my girl Ashlyn Newton, new to the club. She says, "What am I watching?" Welcome, Ashlyn. One of us. Is Mincy's mic on? Give your mic check.
morning.
Oh, no, we can't hear his beautiful Pat Mahomes tones.
Hit me now, Mincy.
I was
What's up,
getting
fellas?
panicked.
How are y'all doing?
Okay,
Good morning.
there we go.
Good
Just
morning.
making sure.
About to get
Just
back
making
on the
sure.
right tracks. What's about to happen?
Yeah, Mincy, what's up, dude? So where are we at after 2 weeks with the six-pack?
We're 4-8. We've struggled in the NFL.
All
My
right.
college
All
has
right.
been.
That's okay.
No,
That's
I'm
okay.
transparent. Look, I own it, man.
Absolutely.
It's all about.
Absolutely.
Like my college, I've been real hot in college and cold in NFL, so it's
Wow.
kind of been
Okay.
the opposite. But so today we got 2 college picks with finally having a full slate of games.
Okay.
We got 4 NFL.
All right, about to jump into it. Ashlyn, if we could ask a favor of you since you're new here, give us an honest feedback. Tell us what you are watching.
She said she was just watching
Just
my
get
old
into the
school's-
chat app.
And she was watching her old school's news, and then she just randomly got thrown over here, I guess, when it ended. Welcome, Ashton. We talk LSU sports. We're about to talk gambling.
We talk LSU sports, we talk food, we talk gambling, we talk it all here on Off the Bench. So we expect you back tomorrow morning with an honest review. Ashlyn Newton, new into the Bayou Ford chat app over there on YouTube. So if you're watching, make sure you know that you can interact there. We're talking to Chad Durbin in 30 minutes. Here is our latest 6-pack of winners from Ben Mintz. There's no intro in this, is there? No. Mintz went 2-4 last week, 4-8 overall. Ole Miss is opening up their regular season tomorrow. The
11
Lane
a.m.?
Kiffin train is pulling out of Oxford and staying in Oxford as they will host Florida tomorrow.
Saturday.
Or Saturday. Tomorrow. Today feels
got a
like my
Friday
Friday.
feel. It's
Today-
got a Friday
today-
feel.
Today feels like Friday. I will definitely be checked out tomorrow. So how we feeling about the weekend?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because that goes right into our first pick with the Ole Miss.
Wow, BG
train-
aggressive. Ashlyn, can we get a pick?
Yeah, BG, you
Easy,
gotta
BG.
chill,
Stand
dude.
down, bro.
Yeah, okay, you're banned.
Stand down, BG.
gets a chat timeout.
Get Fade Matas on it, bro.
I'll say this: the Ole Miss part of it. First-time Rebel fans have been excited since 2016 when Hugh Freeze had that misunderstanding with the cell phone.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Classic misunderstanding there.
Looks like Lane's hopped on the Nobles train.
No,
Looks like he's been eating at Nobles about 3 or 4 days a week.
Lane, look
Those
at me
breaded
all.
pork chops. Yeah,
Look,
he looks-
I can't say much because I've definitely been up in Oxford eating fried food and gained a few in my day.
It's all right. It's all good, bro.
sympathize
It's all good.
with Lane, but this line, this is a fascinating line to me because it's all the way up to 14 now.
Okay.
It was Florida by 10.5 or 11.
A lot of respect
You're
for
telling
Florida.
me you give me 14 with the Rebels, with the Lane train
Wow.
runs out on the field in game one.
No,
Too
Mint,
much
stand
hype.
down. Is this
Too
part of the
much
6-pack?
Heck yeah, we're taking the 14. We're taking the 14 at home. You know we're taking the
Hell
14.
yeah, let's go. Lane
No.
plus 14.
Ole Miss is getting one of the big things I was worried about was Sam Williams, who's their top pass rusher, got kicked off the team, has been cleared of false charges about a battery incident. He's back, and they need him very, very badly. But I'm curious to see how they're going to use John Rice Plumlee because both quarterbacks have been playing in practice. You know, everything's very guarded and secret, just like what we see at LSU. But man, I think Plumlee's going to run read option, and it's going to work on him. Also, Florida, as good as they've been last year under Mullen, they don't blow people out.
Ashlyn's sticking around?
Yeah.
No, I'm
that's
sorry, I
right.
didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, way to go. Way to
I didn't
go,
mean to cut you off.
Jordy.
Sorry.
You didn't cut me off.
Yeah, no, you're right though, dude. Well, Mullen. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think you're right. I think Florida's probably going to blow out Ole Miss because I think Florida's the best team in the East. But I would love nothing more than for Lane and Ole Miss to show up here week 1 plus 14. Let's do it, Rebs.
All right.
Give me the Rebs plus 14 at home, 11 a.m. And I'm going to be squinting at the TV all weekend to recover.
Is Ole Miss banned tailgating?
No tailgating.
Wow.
About 14,000 in the stands.
Damn.
But, you know, let's be real. There were probably 14,000 there last year.
No, that's true. That's true.
What's the
No,
difference?
for Ole Miss, the tailgating
So the
is
Grove?
a way
No
bigger.
Grove.
No Grove.
Yeah, that's a way bigger population hit than
Yeah.
keeping people out of the
Absolutely.
stadium.
It is. Where we head next?
Next, we're heading up to a rivalry game in Miami. And this is a spot, Florida State and Miami playing this week. And this is one of those spots where sometimes when it comes to like blood rivalry games, when one team's heading one way and the other team's heading the other, this could get really bloody on the field on Saturday. Florida State is in pieces right now. Mike Norvell has COVID. He can't coach. I don't know if that matters. Florida State, I mean, T-Bob, me and you could be back out there like without even training and be their best O-line.
Dude,
Florida
if
State
you-
hadn't had an O-lineman in 7 years.
If Hugh Freeze can coach from the dental room or whatever it was he did, why can't we stick Mike Norvell in a suite or something at least? But yeah, no, I feel you, dude. Florida State is hot garbage. And is Miami actually good this year?
Look, Miami, they still got one of the most amount of NFL players in the NFL.
Yeah.
They just hadn't had a quarterback or an offense. It's
They
actually
got one now, right?
What's up?
Don't they have one now?
They got
They
De'Aaron
do.
King.
De'Aaron King, the Houston transfer, and they got Rhett Lashley, former Auburn OC, is there now. And it's the best offense they've had in a while because they hadn't had one. I mean, they literally have had no quarterback play. I mean, it's been more than a minute. I think they beat Florida State to within an inch of their life, like 49-13 Miami. I think it gets bloody. They've been waiting to run it up on them for a long time, and I'm taking Miami by 11. Florida State's in pieces.
So it's their favorite by 11.
They're favored by 11 in Miami, but Florida State lost at home to Georgia Tech. I mean,
Yeah, Florida State's bad.
they're horrible,
Yeah.
and I think Miami's waiting to really pound them.
So the Mincy opening plays here for the college football weekend is he's taking the lane train plus the 14 in Oxford on Saturday as Florida Dan Mullen and the crew will be pulling in for a 11 a.m. kickoff from a Groveless Ole Miss Florida game. And then the second college play of Saturday will be Miami minus 11. Where is that game against Florida State? So it'll be in South Florida. It'll be in South Beach as the Hurricanes will host the Seminoles, and they are giving 11 points. Mincy says pounce on the 11. Mincy, take us to Sunday. What we got?
Sunday, first game, and this is a time-honored tradition of the 4 years now of the OTB six-pack. We always go against the Raiders when they're on the East Coast traveling in those noon games. They're coming off a Monday night win that was a historic night for them, obviously, as we all are very familiar with what happened on Monday night when they beat the Saints. They get the cross-country trip for the noon kickoff against the New England Patriots. I like the Pats by 6. I love what I'm seeing out of Cam Newton and the Patriots. And I think, I don't know, the Saints certainly didn't play the best game. I'm not totally convinced the Raiders are anything more than a 7-9 or 8-8 bunch.
I agree. So Pats minus 6 at home versus the Raiders. What
How
do we
about
got
Cam
next?
Newton throwing for almost 400 last week?
He's back. He looks back.
And with no weapons, right? With the same weapons that everybody was saying that Tom Brady sucked because of his lack of weapons. Cam Newton doing pretty good through 2 weeks.
And he took some shots last weekend, and he's not getting off the ground wincing like he has been the last 3 years. I mean, he has played in pain the last 3 seasons,
Yeah.
Newton has. I mean,
Yeah.
you could see it in his face by the way he just got up off the ground. He looks as if he's kind of back to closer to health than he is.
Balls with a little touch, too. Like they're not rocketing out like they have in the past. And I mean that in a good way. It's not that he lost arm strength. I think he's being more discerning with his arm strength.
Another thing, too, with Cam's arm, he had the shoulder surgery. And last year, his injury was a foot injury, so his arm's finally rested up.
That's true,
Remember,
a
his
whole
arm
year.
was breaking down a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
At the end of that. All right, New England by 6 is our third one. Next up, it's a body count in the San Francisco-New York Giants game. I've never seen anything like what's at this Niners team. No Coleman, Mostert, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Garoppolo, Solomon Thomas, Bosa, and Richard Sherman.
Jesus.
I mean, I've never seen anything like it. It's week 3. And on the Giants side, no Saquon Barkley, no Sterling Shepard. Long and short of it, this is going to be ugly, and we're taking the under. 42.
Under 42.
Yeah, it's 42, and this is Nick Mullins against Daniel Jones. And
What?
If this game's a shootout, I'm happy to
So
give my money.
this is something that I want people to think about because, I feel like we all kind of complain when we see the NFL overprotect quarterbacks, right? And we're like, that's not football. We want to. But here's the deal. Now that Jimmy Garoppolo's hurt, do you care about San Francisco at all? No. I have no desire to watch Nick Mullins play. The sad truth is quarterbacks attract you to watch. I want them protected to the utmost degree. I'm not saying that didn't take place here, but all I'm saying, it just reinforces how important it is to keep those guys on the field. Although, actually, Nick Mullins hasn't been terrible when he's played, but still, whatever, under 42.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an ugly game. The Niners are going to try to escape with a win. Next up, we got the 2-0 Chicago Bears, the worst 2-0 team in the NFL. Dear God. And they've just tortured me on the six-pack the last 2 weeks. I mean, they came back against Detroit last week.
You going back for more?
They were up 17-0. They had a pick 6 to put the game away. It got called back. Their kicker missed a 47-yarder. I need to quit complaining. Nobody cares. All right, onward. Atlanta by 3. Atlanta's 0-2. They're in a must-win spot after that disaster. I like Atlanta in the Dome on the fast track. As bad as Atlanta's been at 0-2, the offense looks great. They just can't stop anybody. Well, they can't stop anybody. They've matched their match because Mitch Trubisky can't do anything. It'll turn it over. And Atlanta's in a must-win game. There's a lot of heat on Dan Quinn. It's only 3 at home in the Dome. I don't think Chicago can score with them. I don't care how bad Atlanta's defense is. The Bears can't score with anybody. So I'm taking Atlanta laying the 3.
Yeah,
Falcons minus the 3. So to recap
Something's
the
got to
plays,
give. Something's got to give there.
Recapping the plays on Saturday, you got Ole Miss plus 14 versus Florida at home. Miami at home versus Florida State. They're favored by 11 there. Mincy likes the Hurricanes. On Sunday, New England minus 6. Under the 42 in the Giants and San Francisco game, and then Atlanta hosting Chicago, Falcons -3.
Got one more left on the six-pack. Final one. Man, I think I've got a funny comparison on this. There's a party going on in the desert with these Arizona Cardinals right now. And what it reminds me of in a weird way was when the Saints got it going with Peyton in the Superdome. Remember how Saints and over just hit forever 10 years ago?
Yeah.
This Arizona thing on this fast track in the desert's kind of like it. You do not want to mess with these guys on this fast track right now. And for
Is their defense any good?
It's better than people think with Chandler
Okay.
Jones and Patrick Peterson and Isaiah Simmons. They got a few dudes.
Yeah.
But the big thing with them is, look, they did well against San Francisco and the Washington football team. Those aren't bad defenses. I'll tell you who's got a bad defense, and I was wrong about it. This Detroit team.
Oh, my
Fellas,
God. They're
how
so
are they going to get
bad,
any
dude.
stops in this game? On the fast track against Arizona, how do they stop them? I just don't see how. And so I'm taking Arizona. It's only 5.5. I think Arizona scores in the high 30s in this game. Stafford and Detroit will get some points, but I'm laying the points at Arizona at home. I don't think it's a fluke 2-0 start for the Cardinals.
Matt Patricia. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, is he
Let me look
that
up his
bad?
record.
I think it's bad.
I mean, think about it. Okay, we heard him speak, and we were super not impressed. He seemed bad. And then you had, is Darius Slay? Am I getting him and Slayton confused?
No,
Slay's
yeah,
Eagle
yeah,
now.
Slay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Slay was the corner that's been there the last couple of years, and he spent an entire offseason trashing Patricia, talking about how he's trying to be a Belichick. It's not resonating with the players. You can only be a Belichick if you have the skins on the wall. You have to kind of earn your way up there. Patricia's not there. But they fired Jim Caldwell for going 9-7. Matt Patricia is 9-24. And I believe they've lost like 12 or 13 regular season games in a row. Yeah, the Lions are hot garbage.
And the Detroit, if you're they get leads every game. I mean, it's like you can kind of take them first half and bet against them in the second half. They've kind of turned into that team. They have a 10-point lead every week, and then they get demolished.
Mincy, what's coming up on game night?
Well, hey, game time tonight, every Thursday night, Jolie Pearl, $1 all oysters, $1.50 char-grilled happy hour all Thursday night. A little bit of a fun quarterback matchup.
I agree. Thank you. This is a good matchup tonight,
you got the
dude.
mustache against the beard.
Yes.
You know?
So you two stop stinking your head back there, Musso and Danny. It's a good matchup.
It's a little bit of a fun one. And then Friday, Football Friday, or Finos, we're doing the Natchez Sunday morning. We've been getting a lot of heat with Rohan Davey, Ott, and me on the Natchez Sunday morning thing. I've been telling everybody, turn off the crappy pregame shows. Turn us up.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
Hell
what about
everybody get your bleeping Rohan.
What about Tua? What about Tua Tagovailoa? When do we
just
when
kinda
do we maybe
keeping him on
see
the shelf,
in Miami? For the whole year, just for health reasons?
I
you
don't know
think?
about the whole year.
I mean, Fitzy hadn't played that bad. Their defense can't stop anybody, and Byron Jones' cornerback injury is a big one.
It's not November yet, though. Fitzmagic usually runs out of gas in November.
I mean,
Mincy, good to see you. We will recapping the six-pack of winners on next Thursday, and make sure and tune in to Mintz for game time, 6 to 8 o'clock with Jimmy Ott right here on ESPN Baton Rouge. Off the bench, rolling on All-Star Toyota.
Off the Bench with Jordy Culotta and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Daily brought to you by Central Plumbing Company, online, centralplumbing.org. You can find them at 925-8552. Remember, get in touch with Central Plumbing Company about any commercial or residential plumbing services. If you need a full-service generator or a full-home generator, they can sell that and install it for you today as well. It looks like the rain is going to dry up, so if you want to get out in front of the next time a storm comes through, if you lost power, and get that generator installed today, get in touch with Zach Payne, Jay Payne, Brandon LeBlanc over at Central Plumbing Company, 925-8552.
925-8552, centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org. It's easy, people. Any plumbing issues that you have, you already know you want to go to Central Plumbing. They're licensed, bond insured, flat rate pricing structure, excellent warranties. You have that peace of mind afterwards. Trust who's coming into your home. Old, new, doesn't matter. They've been doing it for 40 years, okay? So you can't hit them with a problem they don't know how to solve. So what are you waiting for? Don't think twice. Plumbing issues, centralplumbing.org, 925-8552.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Do you know someone who sets a good example for all of us to follow? Someone who shows leadership, selflessness, and service to their community without being asked? We think that's the definition of a good citizen, and so does Citizens Bank & Trust. If you know someone who exhibits all of these qualifications, nominate them for a Good Citizen Award, and they could receive $500 from Citizens Bank. And we'll recognize them here on the show. Get the details at citizensbankandtrust.com, and then nominate your good citizen.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
At All Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Ryan Clark, Mike Detillier, Fantasy Blitz, and you. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, building the OTB fan club in New Jersey. Our girl Ashlyn Newton, who's checked in and found herself here accidentally.
Yep.
We're going to make her a part of the crew for sure. We got the email. We're sending the shirt up to the Northeast.
Do we have a shirt? I like we're acting
I've
like we have an OTB
I've got that room
shirt.
on the first floor full of shirts.
Yeah, we got shirts.
No, we got shirts, but
Koozies,
we have like an off the bench shirt.
No, I'm just saying
yeah, for
but
sure.
we have talked about OTB merchandise for, I believe, 3.5 years here as a staff, and as soon as we get that done, Ashlyn, we will send that to you.
Koozies, make it happen.
Yep, koozies, keychain, stickers,
make it
all
happen.
of it.
Also, yeah, I agree, man. That could be. What would I want out of OTB merch? I wonder what the most on-brand merch we could have is. I'm gonna have to think. I'm gonna have to think. Yes.
Yeah,
okay, that's a solid
well,
one.
it's kind of taken though.
It is.
I mean,
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. That's fair. All right, we'll think about it. We'll get in the lab. We'll think about it a bit.
All right, we have a lot of sound that we haven't played here as Coach Ogeron was on the media tour yesterday. Remember, every Wednesday, SEC coaches go through the teleconference with the media. So every coach is featured there. Orgeron and Mike Leach were speaking on the teleconference, and Orgeron opened up his portion of that segment talking about Mississippi State.
For Coach Leach, a lot of respect for the players of Mississippi State. Very tough, and it's going to be a hard-nosed football game. Air Raid's coming to town. New quarterback in KJ Costello. Great running back in Hill. Outstanding defensive players. Very impressed with their defensive coordinator coming in, only giving up 12.7 points a game at San Diego State, second in the country. So it's going to be a challenge, but our team is ready. We got a lot of new faces, a lot of new guys that are hungry to show what they got, and we have a very talented team. I can't wait to watch them play.
Yeah, Jordy, do you know what Austin Deculus, Terrace Marshall Jr., Glenn Logan, Derek Stingley Jr., and Jacoby Stevens have in common?
All a part of preseason award-winning teams?
Yeah, actually, yes, pretty much. But no, they are your only returning starters. If that doesn't give you an idea of just how much turnover there has been at LSU. In fact, I can't remember exactly where I read this, probably on The Athletic or something, so shout out. But in the run-up to this game, you read about how LSU's returning starters compare to other defending national champions, and we have never seen anything like it in the playoff era. I think the lowest in the playoff era, the lowest amount of returning starters to a team was 10 by 2018 Alabama. So you're significantly lower than that. In fact, the only team that somewhat compares, you have to go back to post Cam Newton's national championship, where next year's Auburn team returned just 7 starters. Now, there were some key differences. We all know how Auburn finished up, but they weren't expected to be good that season. They started in the polls at 24th. So LSU starting at 6 gives you a sign of the respect that they are being shown from a talent perspective, because otherwise, like I said, history is not on their side in terms of having success with this few guys returning.
YouTube watch right now up at around 388 viewers. We're about 12 shy of 400. Please like and share and tell people about the YouTube chat app. In fact, Ashland, tell your friends up in New Jersey that they need to be watching Off the Bench and keep up everything that's going on with LSU and South Louisiana sports news.
We do a Rutgers segment, I guess. Rutgers.
Sounds like she's on a national soccer team.
Play
The latest emails is that sounds like she could be a national soccer player. So we might have an in as well
with the USW
with the national squad. Why not? Here's Orgeron speaking about Bo Pelini, what to expect from the defense this weekend.
You know, he has a lot, and Bo is very creative. But he's also a fundamental guy, and he's also an effort guy. So there's a lot of stuff that he can do. There's a lot of stuff, obviously, when you get into camp, you want to put in most of your defenses. But then he's got a Rolodex where he's going to call his stuff up according to the offense that we see. Now, with the air raid, he may use something that he doesn't use against maybe another offense. So I think that you're not going to see everything. I think that he's going to bring the stuff that he needs, and he does a great job of calling, making adjustments during the game. So I believe in what he's doing.
Get them 4s up. Get them 4s up, baby. That's right. Look, I got to be honest. Although the obvious starting point for Saturday's game is the offense, it is Miles Brennan, and all of that is understandable. The portion I am maybe most excited about is Coach Pelini and the defense, right? It's quotes like the one that Jacoby Stevens had where he talked about in the past. He feels here it is. As a group I'm excited to see is just the D-line. We're unleashing the D-line this year. I know in a 3-4 we kind of held them in a box. I think this year we're really unleashing them. I'm interested in seeing what they can do, but we are light years ahead of where we were last year. Coach O, I mean, that's Jacoby Stevens echoing what Coach O said, which we all took to be a little bit of a random shot, and there is some subtext there, but I see no reason as to why Jacoby Stevens would have that subtext, and he seems to be agreeing. So this D-line, and if you're talking about KJ Costello in the air raid, a veteran quarterback, you got to get pressure. They're going to need to be disruptive this Saturday. But yeah, man, the defensive hype continues to build.
This from the radio show last night on Coach O talking about KJ Costello.
I'm glad we started on them early. And again, I'm glad we have all the analysts that we need. But we feel like we're prepared. We studied a lot of Washington State film. We studied a lot of Stanford film on KJ. We studied a lot of Mississippi State film on personnel. Hill, their running back's an excellent player. They have a big offensive line, talented receivers. And then, I think our guys have done a tremendous job of putting a simple game plan. Mississippi State's a good football team. This is going to be about the Tigers. We got to play the LSU standard performance.
Yes, ultimately, I do agree with that final part of that statement. But let's talk about what to expect a little bit out of KJ Costello, because you may not know about him. Okay, the new quarterback from Mississippi State. He's 6'5", 222, so great body. Started 25 games at Stanford. He was all Pac-12 back in 2018. He threw for 3,500 yards and 29 touchdowns, and that's in the Stanford system. Like, that's in the David Shaw pro-style, more conservative system. David Shaw thought he was so good that he actually thought he would leave for the NFL after that year. He returns for his redshirt junior year, gets plagued with a bunch of injuries, only plays in 5 games, hurt when he plays, and eventually he loses the job to the young cat in Davis Mills. And so the point is that he is someone that has proven not just to be able to play, but to be able to play very well, all conference well, at the highest of levels. And now when you hear him talk about the differences in Leach's offense versus David Shaw's and just how much simpler and how much like forward thinking and pass heavy this Mike Leach attack is. And yeah, look, Mississippi State fans are hoping for a completely different Bulldog team the same way that LSU got it last year. As I said to start the show, Mississippi State was 13th out of 14 SEC teams, averaging just 24 pass attempts a game last season. Mike Leach, in 8 years at Washington State, threw the ball 51 times a game.
Ogeron preparing for Mike Leach.
Yeah, first of all, you got to study his stuff. And, every coach has some patterns, different formations, what he likes to do, what he likes to call, kind of sort of his DNA. But, we've been watching a lot of Washington State film, obviously, but then you got to watch Mississippi State film for personnel. So it kind of gets confusing for the kids, watching Washington State play Mississippi State. But that's part of the first game. Then you got to watch San Diego State defense that's going to play Mississippi State personnel. So you got to mix and match. Just like any first game, there will be adjustments. I trust our coaches that we're going to make adjustments. There'll be new plays. There'll be new defenses. There'll be new formations. We just got to make adjustments.
The importance of making halftime adjustments is something that we've probably overlooked thus far in the run-up to this game, Jordy, and it was really driven home to me when we had Coach Napier on Wednesday, right? We asked him, okay, look, you've been in big games. You've been down and half in both of these games. What's been the difference? And he has said it's all about the halftime adjustments because like Coach was saying, you're working with a small amount of information when you go into these first games. So you have to be ready for curveballs, for wrinkles, because these teams aren't yet established. And even more so with all the turnover at Mississippi State. But speaking of some perspective for the SEC, how about this? KJ Costello confirming what we already knew. He was asked about the Pac-12 versus the SEC. He says, I'm going to keep it simple. There's no doubt it means more. I mean, come on. Look, he's already in the club, dude.
He knows.
He said there's no doubt it means more. He went on to say, I can tell how these guys practice. It's their life. It's their potential future. It's how they plan to take care of their families. You can see it in their face. You can see it in the way they train. You don't see that from every player in the Pac-12.
Chad Durbin next.
Off the bench with Kalata and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota brings you OTB Daily here. Saw T-Bob pulling up in the rental this morning. It's easy to get over to All-Star Toyota and rent a vehicle. Miss Lisa Sessions is in the service department on there on the corner of Goodwood and Airline, where they've been since 2005. Whip in for a service call today. You don't even have to be a part of the All-Star family for that. You don't have to be a part of the All-Star family to rent a vehicle from All-Star Toyota. Online, allstartoyota of BatonRouge.com. Look at Belichick.
All-Star Toyota. Yeah, wait, have you not seen
I just haven't seen
memes?
that.
You haven't seen the live video yet?
Wow.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Belichick looking like he might need a tune-up, but at the same time, that look also shows that, he's leaving no stone unturned, like they do at All-Star Toyota, okay? No days off, not just Bill, also how they approach it at All-Star Toyota BatonRouge.com. Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. Look, it's where I got the Sienna from. It's awesome. Like Jordy said, you need to rent a vehicle for the weekend. Look, purchasing a car can be very stressful, very overwhelming. They're going to take all that stress out of it. They're going to guide you to exactly what you need. You're going to come away happy. Go to All-Star Toyota BatonRouge.com today.
Off the bench, hanging with Esther and Hanny. After further review and more are all live daily on the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube channel. Subscribe now to interact with us inside the live chat driven by Bayou Ford.
$11,000 off MSRP on a new 2024 F-150. Buy a new one for less than a used one. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This is a house call. This is a test result. This is a prescription refill. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare. Start your virtual visit today at Auctioner Health.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Do you know someone who sets a good example for all of us to follow? Someone who, without being asked, shows leadership, selflessness, and service to their community? We believe that's the definition of a good citizen, and so does Citizens Bank and Trust.
So, if you know someone that sounds like what Jordy was just describing, nominate them to be your good citizen, and they'll have a chance to win $500 from Citizens Bank and Trust. Plus, we'll mention him right here on the show. So go to citizensbankandtrust.com for more details and nominate your good citizen.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Ryan Clark, Mike Detillier, Fantasy Blitz, and you. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, gearing up for Mississippi State LSU, 2:30 on Saturday. We are going to get you there with the coverage starting 9:30 Saturday morning on Eagle 98.1. You can catch the live action on the home of LSU Sports, the flagship, Eagle 98.1. Remember, Whiskey and Wine over at Don Juan Cigar Bar following the game, presented by Citizens Bank and Trust this weekend. Will be immediately as the clock goes to zeros inside Tiger Stadium. Just click up your social media. In fact, we will be on all platforms this year, not just Facebook. We'll be on YouTube Live as well, so you can watch Whiskey and Wine no matter the platform that you prefer for your post-game interaction with Moscona and I following up each game.
Or wait an hour and a half after the game and come kick it with your boys on 104.5, me and Hanny. Talking about the game as if it hadn't ended an hour and a half ago.
Because that makes a lot of sense, right? All right, Chad Durbin is with us every week here. Durbs, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good.
Durbs, how much are you looking forward to finally talking about some SEC football?
Gosh, dog it, man. I'm excited. It's game week for a lot of folks out there, and especially us. And just listening to Coach O this week, listening to y'all, listening to 104.5. It's been fun.
What is there seems like there's a lot of storylines, especially here in the first week, right? Whether it be Mike Leach, Mississippi State first-year guy, KJ Costello, transfer quarterback on the other side, and then you talk about what's happening at LSU with Orgeron returning the national champs and replacing all those faces. Is there anything that you're curious to see this weekend in week one after last year's successful run into what this year could be? What's the main thing you're looking to grab off of Saturday?
We just see how this new group of guys reacts to what Mississippi State's going to throw at them, which is probably not going to look like anything we've seen out of State in a long time. So a lot of stones that had to be unturned with new coordinator there, Leach, offense, all of our new personnel. So, I mean, there's a lot of storylines, which makes it fun. And then it just comes down to guys going out and executing.
Talking to Chad Durbin here on Off the Bench. Chad, baseball playoffs heating up, man. Are you starting to get some lines of maybe who your early favorites are once this postseason gets underway?
Man, the teams that have been at the top of each of their divisions and playing really well. Tampa Bay's sneaky good. They're 37-20. Oakland, who nobody pays attention to these teams because they're not the Yankees and they're not Houston. They're not. Minnesota's really good. The AL is kind of wrapped up as far as teams that are in. And then in the National League, you've got like 6-7 teams that are still, kind of throwing parties to try to get in the playoffs right now. All at about 500. A couple teams that are game under 500. They still have a chance to get in with 16 slots. So a lot of good baseball on TV right now. Some really bad baseball being played too by some teams that are either injured or not pitching well on the back end in the bullpen. So there's been some drama, which is always fun. See which guys step up. They're only 60 games into their season. This is a lot of time when the cream starts to rise to the top. Well, it's playoff time, so completely different scenario.
We have seen Oakland flirt with taking that AL West championship away from Houston the last couple of seasons. Did you anticipate with all the turmoil around Houston that this would be the year?
Yeah, I was really curious over a full season of how they would hold up. I think they would get through some of their internal drama and handling the fans and the other teams kind of coming at them pretty hard. So I thought over 162 they'd have a better chance. To kind of find water finds its level. But this sprint, you have other teams that are just really talented and out to get them. So yeah, this will be really interesting. They're looking like they're going to be the 5th, 6th, 7th seed. So they're going to have to play Oakland or Minnesota in the playoffs, which is that's a tall task. Going to be a lot of fun.
Derbs, I got one for you. A lot of smoke around the National League MVP race with Freddie Freeman. A lot of people pointing to his numbers. Do you think he has a realistic chance to beat out Betts or Tatis?
Look, I think he means as much or more to his team than those other two players. The Dodgers are going to win their division, with or without Betts, in my opinion. Tatis Jr. was on fire early, great story, and he's cooled off, and Machado has stepped up and kind of, he caught fire in the second half of the 60 games. But Freddie Freeman, this is every year, and nobody really notices. He's, in my opinion, and I hope it plays out, he's great, just like those other guys are, but he kind of he flies under the radar in the NL East. And if you ask the guys that played with him, I played with him in Atlanta when he was young. He's so talented with the bat. He's great defensively at first base. He's a leader in the clubhouse. He's an impossible. I would rather face the other two guys with my crappy stuff than face him. Because he's willing to go. You can't shift against him. He's just a really, really good baseball player and a great guy.
Hey, Chad, speaking of the NL East, then let's stay there because I know that the Marlins have surprised a lot of people with the fact that they're even so relevant at this point in the year. And I guess it begs the question, do we owe Derek Jeter an apology? Because I think everybody was enjoying kind of loading up on him when he took over, and the Marlins seemed to be going the wrong direction.
To take a team and kind of do an overhaul the way he did, it takes 3, 4, 5 years to really see the fruits of that. And this year is probably a great year for them to make a little mini run. There's a lot of talent on that team. The East, in my opinion, is kind of weak this year, so it was a good year for them to go ahead and catch a little fire. And Atlanta's the cream of that crop. The Phillies aren't playing good baseball. The Mets have some frontline pitching, but if you can just keep it close and get to their pen, you're going to be fine. So, yeah, I like, look, Jeter's a household name, and he's able to do, this as well as he does everything else. I think he's going to bring a new crop of, I guess, thought process, a winning attitude into Miami. And I think Miami, every time they make it into the playoffs, don't they win it?
They win the World Series. That is true.
So if they get in, watch out. I don't know. I like watching those teams play, the young talent, guys you don't really know about. I was thinking this earlier, just random thoughts while I'm driving to and from carpool is this is that time of year where the best players rise, but you also have the young, dumb, talented kids that just step into they don't know how big that situation is.
Yeah. Look at Hero. Look at Tyler Hero last night in the NBA, right? I mean, the kid's 20 years old, dropping 37 off the bench in the conference finals.
Right, exactly. Those guys, they're just the gravitas. They don't understand how big these situations are because they've never been there. And if they're talented enough, and when I say dumb, I'm not talking dumb. I'm just dumb for the situation. They go out there and they'll either pitch their butt off or get big hits in big situations because they're not trying to. They've never been there. They're not trying to do too much, or maybe they are. But it's just dumb enough to go out and beat the doors off somebody.
Dodgers get the number 1 overall seed. You think this is their season?
Now, I really hope so. They've been so good. Eight straight titles out there, and they just haven't been able to get by anybody. Look, if they run into Cincinnati and some of their pitching, if they run into some of these hot teams on the back end, I mean, they'd much rather play Philadelphia than Cincinnati or Milwaukee as an 8 seed because those teams have pitching that can shut them down. And they have pitching too, but man, you don't want to be in a 2-1 game. You want to play somebody where it's like, okay, this guy might beat us. Aaron Nola might beat us, but the rest of these guys, I think we can beat them head to head. So yeah, the 3-game series in the first round, man, all you got to have is 2 guys go out there and shut you down. It's over.
Yeah.
And you're going home. So very interesting scenario there.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of impossible to know what the kind of ripple effects of this new playoff setup will be for baseball. But before we get to that, there is football this weekend, like we talked about the game. What are you doing for the game Saturday?
Well, we have a youth practice for my little 9-year-old in the morning, and if it could be at 6:30 so I could prepare better, but I don't want everybody to have to get up that early. I'm going to watch it on a big screen. I'm going to maybe eat some good food and drink some alcohol. We'll be at the house, have a couple people over, but I'm just looking forward to the whole thing. It starts now, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The build up is listening to shows like y'all's, watching all the breakdown beforehand and afterwards. I'm just really looking forward to seeing that purple and gold pop on my TV.
Chad Durbin every Thursday right here with us on Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota. Durbs, have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next Thursday.
All right, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good weekend.
Yes, sir. We'll close that hour 2 next.
Off the Bench with Kalata and T-Bob.
Brought to you daily by Coy's Diesel. Remember, online, coysdiesel.com. Get in touch with them online if you need 24-hour roadside assistance for your light, medium, or heavy-duty diesel truck. Whether it's a Chevy GMX, GMC Duramax, or a Dodge Cummins, Ford Power Stroke, Coy's Diesel ready for you this morning. In fact, if you log online, you can chat with sales, get a service appointment scheduled, or you can get that 24-hour roadside service. Online, coysdiesel.com.
Coysdiesel.com. Go to coysdiesel.com for, guess what? Diesel vehicle needs. Who would have guessed, right? Keep it simple, stupid. That's what Coys understands. They are there for all things diesel. You want to shop by part, you go right there on the website. You see the drop-down menu. You just watch it on the stream, year, make, model. Super easy to navigate. You need financing, they got your back. You need a scheduled service, they got your back. You can chat with someone live if you don't want to call them right there on the website, or you call them up. And if you need 24/7 emergency roadside assistance, I don't care where you break down or when you break down, they're there for you. Go to coysdiesel.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At Corbell Toyota in Opelousas, you can get into a Tundra for $7,000 off MSRP. That's right, $7,000 off MSRP. And we have plenty in stock. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Cordell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
You know someone who sets a good example for all of us to follow? Someone who shows leadership, selflessness, and service to their community without being asked? We think that's the definition of a good citizen, and so does Citizens Bank and Trust. If you know someone who exhibits all of these qualifications, nominate them for a Good Citizen Award, and they could receive $500 from Citizens Bank. And we'll recognize them here on the show. Get the details at citizensbankandtrust.com, and then nominate your good citizen.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
$11,000 off MSRP on a new 2020 Ford F-150. Buy a new one for less than a used one. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that's...
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Ryan Clark, Mike Detillier, Fantasy Blitz, and you. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Welcome, YouTube Canal. He says, WTF, I came here from a Bernie Sanders meme. Well, welcome to the chat. Bayou Ford chat. It's been a wild show today.
Scooping up a lot of stragglers inside of the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah, it's finally helping us out.
A lot of randos showing up today.
Instead of banning us like they normally do, they are actually helping us out today. Okay, math gods. I see you. I don't know what we did to appease you, but I like it. What would you do, though, if you were Adam Hall? In the chat, he says, we have softball practice at 4:45 on Saturday.
Is Adam the coach?
I'm not a happy dude. Neither are some of the parents of the kids we coach. We coach.
All right.
So, Adam, kind of sounds like it's on you.
Okay.
And no, it's not even travel ball.
Easy
LOL.
remedy here. If there's a decision maker close, and Adam sounds like he's got one that could be an
He's
arm's
at least
length.
on the staff, it sounds
like he's on the staff. And the majority of the parents feel that way. Well, then you need to put some type of communication and approach the head coach or the main decision maker with a remedy, with a solution. right? Look, we've gotten together as parents. We're not going to be able to make Saturday afternoon at 4:30. We're too invested into the LSU game.
You're going to leave the fourth quarter.
But we have looked at a window maybe Sunday afternoon or Saturday morning that works better for the crew. If we could maybe get there. Otherwise, I won't be at practice at 4:30 on Saturday afternoon.
Is that Magic Johnson? I ain't going to be there.
I ain't even going to be there.
Oh, yeah, no. I was like, he made practice for Saturday afternoon. Yeah, or just say it's COVID related and that you had an outbreak and you got to shut it down. And there you go.
Oh,
You're free
wow.
to go.
Adam, yes, he's the head coach. Adam, this is simple,
dude,
bro.
Adam, cancel practice. What are you doing, bro?
And you've got
Shame.
enough time.
Shame.
Not
If I
yet,
could
not
parade
yet,
you through
not
the streets,
yet.
I would.
Back off. Your kids they're not active yet. He's still got an opportunity
fair,
here.
that's
He's
fair.
still got an opportunity here to get out in front of this. I mean, you've still got a lot of time to send out a mass email. Hopefully you've got the team on a group me type messaging app where you can get in touch with everybody just on an instant text message and just tell them, look, my fault. They'll respect you a lot for it, Adam, and you may be able to squeeze a couple of wins out of this from the ladies. Just in the sense of, look, I gave you that Saturday off because everybody wanted to watch the game. Now give me some effort and energy when we get back out here next time for giving you the day off, and you helped the coach out.
Now, how about this, though? If we're doing game predictions, do we think by the time that 4:30 practice rolls around, that
Game's
the game,
over?
You'll be at halftime. Is it irrelevant by halftime?
Here's the deal, though. I've been celebrating. I'm into the first game.
Yeah.
I could be a couple of deep.
Yep, that's true.
You know what?
That's
I'm
true.
not into going out and coaching softball at that point.
Not good.
Nor am I invested really if I'm a player that hasn't been partying, but I've been around the party scene. I'm not looking to put the gear on at 3:45, 4 o'clock.
No.
Start
That's
making
fair.
our way towards practice. Shut down Saturday, Adam.
Yeah, Adam, this is just, you got to listen to us, okay?
Especially
Off
if it's
the
not a
bench.
travel ball team. What are you really looking to get out of one practice? Is this one practice on Saturday going to make you good to great? Are you going to become great to elite? If not, cancel the practice, bro.
I don't know, though, dude. Belichick would say practice, right? He's out here in his ratty old sweatshirt, doesn't even have time to change because he's working so hard. What does Belichick say? No days off. How bad do you want it, Adam?
Unless that softball team looks like the Patriots, Adam, I would cancel practice.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'd cancel practice. T, what's coming up in the third hour?
Third hour, imagine this. We're going to talk football. We got Brandon Walker of Barstool Sports stopping by. He, of course, is a Mississippi State fan. If you missed it, he was going on a tweet storm the other day about how Mississippi State's going to beat LSU on Saturday. He is feeling the Mike Leach revolution. They think they're going to have their own Burrow-like transformation. And it's and we're feeling cocky, and as we should be. I mean, I don't know.
I've heard everybody's going to be Burrow. They tell me Kellen Mond's going to be Burrow this year.
Yeah.
I mean, they tell me KJ Costello is going to be Burrow this year. There will never be another Burrow, just like LSU is never going to duplicate what they did last season. I mean, I've had so many people, well, it's not going to be last year. Yeah, no bleep, it's not going to be last year. It's never going to be last year for LSU football ever again.
Big news here if any LSU coaches are listening. Ashlyn earlier is a soccer player, maybe LSU, star recruiter, and her little stepbrother Seth, who's 9, says he hits home runs. So there you go. Paul Maneri gets
Package
Seth
deal.
on the phone. We got you.
Package deal.
OTB ensuring the future success.
You're welcome.
Of LSU sports. No, so kind of what you're talking about, though, Jordy, I also want to dive into some of these Miles Brennan's quotes that we didn't really hit on the show yesterday about him saying, look, I'm Miles Brennan, and it's time to start to write my own story. And that begins this Saturday, and he has a lot of weapons to work with.
Hour 3 next. OTB, All-Star Toyota.
Off the bench with Kalata and T-Bob.
Over at Ochsner Sports Medicine Program, the Ochsner Sports Medicine team includes nationally and internationally recognized orthopedic surgeon, primary care sports medicine physicians, and more than 80 highly trained, qualified athletic trainers. Look around on Friday nights when high school football gets going in a couple of weeks. You will see Ochsner all along the sidelines. In fact, look on Saturdays and Sundays. Sundays for the New Orleans Saints, for the Pelicans. They're on the sidelines there. Remember, Ochsner online, ochsner.org.
Ochsner.org, ochsner.org. Look, if you have to have surgery, The doctors and the surgical process, the recovery process, are unlike anything I've ever seen, right? We mentioned it. Antimicrobial paint in the hallways to protect against infection. Blankets and services that are copper infused for the same antimicrobial reasons. But it's not just that. The physical therapy facilities are unlike anything I've ever seen. They are just like LSU Saints, any of that. So what are you waiting for? Go to Osher.org, Osher.org.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at...
This hour is brought to you by Spencer Callahan.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. on Thursday, September 24th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see cloudy skies with a high of 77. In case you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com, brought to you by Carriages. Coming up today on OTBOT, Barstool Sports, Brandon Walker joins the show at 9:30. Follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Watch live over at the 1045 ESPN YouTube channel. Get inside the Bayou Ford chat. Things been kind of off the chain this morning. Make sure that you subscribe to the Off the Bench and Off the Bench Overtime channels as well. Set your notifications. New content posted there daily. OTBOT starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
that came out weird. I meant to do like a Ric Flair thing, and it just went way like more. Yeah, like a.
It's just one subtle. There you go.
It just a little off. That's okay though. Welcome in OTBOT, final hour of the show. As we do every day, I am T-Bob Hebert. I'm joined by my producers, Matthew Musso and Danny Cardenas. This is where we hang out with you. We give you our football takes, even though I love this quote from Terrace Marshall. They're asking about being the number one guy, all the pressure, people covering. He says, I'm not worried about all the takes, all the he said, she said. I'm just going to ball. And that's kind of the theme of this hour, is we're going to be talking ball, because here we are, folks. The long dark of the offseason is almost at an end. It's Thursday, but it feels like Friday. Why? Because there's SEC football this season. As we said earlier, KJ Costello, the new Mississippi State quarterback, who better to comment on the SEC as after he comes over from the Pac-12. He says, I'm going to keep it real simple. It just means more. And that's true. And that's why there's so much pressure on this game. That's why there's so much pressure on guys like Terrace Marshall, Miles Brennan. The more I read about Kayshon Boutte, the more excited I become. Apparently, he's been balling ever since Chase left. But they say that Trey Palmer is going to be tough to keep off the field. Arik Gilbert already being heralded as the greatest player we've never seen. I mean, there's so many storylines. And then how about a guy like Racey McMath, right? Very similar to Miles Brennan, but not mentioned in the same tones all the time. As McMath is a guy who has bided his time. He's been a special team superstar. He has produced at times, right? I mean, was it McMath? It was McMath on Brennan's touchdown last year, I believe. The long one on near the sideline. I can't remember what game it is. Yeah. Danny, you play it all the time. I believe that was Racey on that touchdown. So,
it was against Texas A&M.
Okay, how about that? Chemistry's already there. We've seen it, okay? Maybe that's his number one target. I don't know. But the point is, I like a guy like Racey who like Miles, did not give up, continued to grind, and eventually knew that he would get his opportunity. And that opportunity is now just 2 days away. And once this thing kicks off, once the train leaves the station, there's no stopping it, right? I don't care if you have a bad game and you're really depressed. I don't care if you have a great game and you think you're the man. The inexorable march of time continues. When that game ends on Saturday, you get one night to party, have fun, and then guess what? You got another one next week. And this year, more than any other, it's going to feel like that train is hurtling at top speed. Why? You don't have any rest stops. Okay, you're not getting to pull the train over into Utah State and maybe peruse the aisles. You pick up a Jordan Love keychain. It was fun along the way. There's nothing like that this year. Sure, you got an easy 3 games out the gate. You got a little bit of a rolling start here, going through some pastoral countryside. But before you know it, the hairpin turns are going to begin, and you got to do everything you can to keep that train on the rails. And the guy who's going to be most relied upon to do so is going to be Miles Brennan. And as much as you talk about everything else to do with this team, and there are infinite storylines because of everybody you're replacing, because of all the question marks you have, all the new faces, both on the field and off the field, and the coaching staff, massive changes. So there's so many storylines, questions about, there's fears that you could talk about, right? Look at how LSU has opened up after winning their last couple of national championships. It hasn't been good. In 2007, you go 8-5 after the Natty. In 2004, you open up and you almost lose to Oregon State. Is 2004 the Tate Capital One Bowl Hail Mary year as well, right? I believe so. It's a year that ended
we don't talk about that.
Yeah, a year that I remember exactly where it was. It was down there in Cutoff.
You're talking about it. We don't
down there at the camp. I think I started crying or something. I cried a lot, but that's not the point. The point is it's gone awry in the past. So what's going to be different this year, right? And as I said earlier, what LSU is doing right now, being this highly ranked with as little returning production as they have had, it's really unprecedented. But it's a testament to the talent that in the recruiting pipeline that Orgeron has put in, that you're still ranked 6th and that people still think that you can threaten for championships. But if you're going to do that, if you're going to hit your ceiling, Miles Brennan's going to have to be good, okay? And what I love is that we said he could have taken the easy way out, right? He had this quote, I never had any doubt that I would get to where I am today. That's why I'm still here. I wasn't let wasn't going to let adversity get in the way from achieving my dream. And I really want to focus on that, because when you talk about playing college football, what is the single best commodity that you have? The thing that everybody is fighting for. You don't get paid, so you're not getting money. What's the number one thing? It's playing time. Playing time is multiple things. Playing time is validation of the work that you put in. Playing time is validation of committing your life to being better at the game of football. While you are out there running 110s at 4 o'clock in the afternoon after doing a heavy bench and squat that morning, and you're on the 15th rep of your 110, or really it's probably the worst around 11, where you're dying and you know you have like a full third more. And you're thinking about the frat guys, and they're probably in like convertibles, drinking beer, hanging out with girls, they're chaining cigs, they're having a good time. You're working your ass off. Why? For playing time. It's what justifies everything. It's what leads you to a win. The only fun part of football is game day. The only way you have fun on game day is if you play. And then obviously at the end of the day, you want to make money. You want to see some financial return on that investment. You got to get that PT. And so that's why you see players now so more than ever transferring all the time. And that's why I can't fault them. Because that's what it's all about. And if you stay at a place where you're not going to win the job, like look at Alvin Kamara. Had he stayed at Alabama, would he have ever gotten drafted by the Saints where he did? I'm not entirely sure. I mean, there's countless examples, right? And so Myles Brennan could have been one of those guys. A lot of coaching turnover in his time. New faces, old faces, revolving door at quarterback. He's been the one common denominator in that room, along with Steve Ensminger. But Myles, he reached that fork in the road. He had opportunities to transfer. He could have graduated early. And like Robert Frost, he chose the path less traveled. And that, hopefully, will make all the difference, okay? Because he stuck around. He stuck it out. He went toe-to-toe. I mean, put yourself in his shoes. You think you're finally about to get that PT that is so valuable, they work for so hard, and then all of a sudden, Joe friggin' Burrow shows up out of nowhere. And granted, Burrow year one wasn't what Burrow year two was, but the skill set was still there. The leadership, the intangibles were all still there. That had to feel like, I don't know, you're just playing, and then like Steve Young walks into the room. Like, how do you compete with that? And so at that point, it would have been real easy to pack it up and leave. Brennan didn't do that. He made a very purposeful decision to stick around, to continue to compete, to learn, and to now be prepared to write his own story. Here's what Brennan had to say, and I really love this. This was this week during player interviews when he was still, because of course he is, being asked questions about Joe Burrow.
It doesn't change anything for me. Joe came in here and he did his thing, and what he did was great. And it's my turn now to do my thing and write my own story. So, I learned a lot from Joe, and I took things that he did well, and I used them to better myself. But the past is the past, and I'm looking forward to being able to play this season and on Saturday.
That's it, man. The past is the past. Okay, it's time to write your story, and the time is now. And this is something I've been thinking about a ton. And it's something that I wish that I had focused on more when I was playing. But I can't get away from it. During the Last Dance documentary, there's an episode where they're talking about Michael Jordan. Well, the whole thing is, right? But there's one episode where I can't remember, maybe it's the author that wrote Rare Air. One of the guys is talking about how Michael Jordan's true superpower is the ability to be present. It's the ability to live in the now. And when you live in the now, when you're present, you're not worried about the past. So that doesn't weigh on you. Maybe even more importantly, you're not worried about failure because you're not worried about the future. You're not going to infect your brain with negativity worrying, well, what if I do this and then I screw up and it fails? No, all you're worrying about is the doing. You are looking at the fight in front of you, the next punch, the next play. So that would be my advice, not just to Brendan, but this entire LSU team. This Saturday, don't worry. Like Coach O always says, block out the noise. Don't worry about winning the Natty last year. Don't worry about what happens if you don't cover, what happens if you come out and look bad. Only worry about the now, the fight in front of your face. And if you do that, you are talented enough where it will pay dividends. It will bear fruit. All right. When we get back here on OTB, we're gonna get to some NFL takes as well. I'm feeling good about Drew Brees. So everybody needs to pump the brakes there. And then after that, Brandon Walker from Barstool Sports, gambling degenerate, which we appreciate on this show, and also says that Mississippi State's going to beat LSU this Saturday. So we'll talk to Brandon Walker coming up at 9:30. Stick around here on OTB-OT.
OTB-OT. We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Honda needs some TLC, and Richards Honda is the smart place to get it, with oil changes at just $39. And with so many service bays, you'll be in and out super fast. Schedule your appointment today at richardshonda.com.
Here at the Big Squeezy, we continue to serve the Baton Rouge and Southeast Louisiana areas during these troubling times. We are dedicated to providing you healthy food items to help you live your best life. From our cold-pressed juices to our delicious smoothies, let the Big Squeezy keep you going. Stay active, stay happy, and let us help you stay healthy. Visit us at our locations and also inside of Alexander's and Methern's grocery stores or online at thebigsqueezy.com.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Ryan Clark, Mike Detillier, Fantasy Blitz, and you. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Come on now, Bo. Welcome back. OTB OT. Some takes going on. William Ivey, I believe, is trolling the chat. But he wants to see Taysom Hill at quarterback. I don't know, man. I may be the only one. I don't think I'm the only one. But I don't know that I think Taysom Hill is a good quarterback. Or, I mean, what could we say to support that? He didn't have a particularly good camp. I mean, granted, you can maybe argue that the Saints paying him $10 million is how you justify that. But like, his overall throwing numbers are not impressive when you look at his career stats. But granted, most of those throws have been out of a non-traditional quarterback setup. So I don't know. But I mean, no, Taysom Hill, not the answer. Seth saying Russell Wilson, best quarterback in the NFL. We do agree with that. And, yeah, we got Laura Guillot in the huddle that we're trying to get to give her our college picks. Laura's an OTB OT superstar. Joey Canale talking about Taysom Hill. Saints are giving a guaranteed 16 and won't even play him steadily. Yeah, I still don't get that. I still do not get that, especially because what are we talking about with the New Orleans Saints? We're talking about how they want to succeed, right? And one thing that, so something I keep hearing about Drew Brees is people saying, oh, well, this isn't really that different, right? I mean, if you look at the last couple of years, the deep ball hasn't been there. But again, that's not the problem. It's not the problem that the deep ball isn't there, because you can win without it. Like, yes, you would rather have the ability, like when I watch Pat Mahomes roll out and on the run throw a 60-yard bomb to Tyreek Hill, you see how indefensible that is. He was double covered, and it didn't matter, okay? When I see Russell Wilson throwing bombs on Stephon Gilmore to DK Metcalf, okay? I mean, that's...
Who's a cheat code, by the way.
That takes some balls. I know, and I love how, like, he ran a slow 5-10-5, and we were all like, he can't change direction. He sucks.
He is just a freak of nature.
Yeah. I mean, we knew he was a freak. You took his shirt off at the combine. It was unlike anything I've ever seen in my life.
A wide receiver should never look like that.
Yeah, so we knew he was a freak. But yeah, then some people, he ran that great 40 times, but then he had like bad 5-10-5. Really, he's too stiff. He's too that. He's too nothing. He's too badass is what he is. But when I see Russell Wilson bombing it on Stephon Gilmore and throwing touchdowns, like, yeah, you see the value of the deep ball. So there's huge value there. And in an ideal world, you would have it. But getting those quarterbacks is rare, okay? And like everything else in life, there's an opportunity cost to what you commit to. You commit to this thing, you got to give up some here. And so the Saints' opportunity cost is they have given up the true deep ball threat. They can take shots, but not in the way that Mahomes or Wilson or some of these other guys can. But that's okay. Because like everybody's saying, the last 2 years you haven't had that in the arsenal, and you've been fine. You've won 13 games. You set all these records. And so the short to intermediate stuff, that's where you made your living. That's where you're going to have to continue to make your living. And that's where it got concerning, because it looked like at first glance on Monday night that stuff just wasn't there anymore. Brees was missing these throws that he always makes. And even in week one, some of the swing passes, the short stuff, where he's normally known for being a god with the accuracy, he's looked very mortal, very fallible. But as I alluded to earlier, New Orleans.football, Nick Underhill's site, he did an excellent film review, and the problems go beyond just Drew Brees being less accurate. That is a huge factor, and that must get fixed. And that is what concerns me most. But some of the worst throws, some of the ones that we thought he was most inaccurate on, it was more of overall offensive dysfunction. It was guys stopping on routes. Like, do y'all remember the Josh Hill crossing route where Brees threw it to the sideline and it looked like he threw it like 5 yards ahead of Hill?
Yeah.
Okay, terrible throw, right?
It was awful.
Watch the replay. Josh Hill stops. No idea why. He slows up, starts jogging, and the ball would have hit him perfectly if he had continued to run. I think Hill thought that there was no way that he was going to throw to him that close to the sideline or something, but it's right there in the article, and that's just one of a few examples. No, not all of them, right? The throw behind Deontay Harris, like the Brees was bad too. I like how Nick put it. He said this article is not to defend Brees. He just says that it would be intellectually dishonest not to acknowledge what some of the contributing factors to the struggle were. And it wasn't all on Brees. And so that's good and bad. It's, it's bad because ideally, the season started. You got the Packers coming to town for Sunday night. Ideally, you would be more locked in. Ideally, the timing would be down more. And I don't know if it's a byproduct of the offseason, not getting together as much, so maybe a byproduct of this weird preseason that they had, but the timing doesn't appear to be there yet. So it's bad in a way, but the good part about that is I do believe that that is something that can be remedied with time on task. What cannot be remedied is the absence of Mike Thomas. And that's where this becomes most concerning, right? And have we gotten any news updating Mike Thomas? I mean, the Saints, I feel like ever since Sean Payton, basically tried to cut Cat Terrell's head off, everybody's kind of abided by the, let's not ask Sean about Thomas anymore, which is kind of fascinating because it shows how much cachet Payton has nowadays. Because normally when you do that, I mean, as the media, you still have to ask. And somebody will. I'm not saying nobody will eventually, but it's just been funny how ever since that moment, news has been quiet on that front. But I don't think you're going to have Thomas for Sunday. Is that confirmed yet?
It's not confirmed.
Oh, it's not confirmed.
Not that I've seen. They haven't released injury report yet
Yeah,
either.
and they're not going to till they have to. So I'm operating under the assumption, though, based on the original Pelissero report, that he's not going to be available on Sunday, and that is bad. And that's hard to overcome. Why? Because as we just said, you have framed this entire offense around that short to intermediate success. You have given up on the deep ball, so that's why Mike Thomas in this offense means even more than he would in just any given NFL offense. Sure, he'd have success anywhere, but when you talk about a guy who is perfectly suited to dominate the short and intermediate portions of the field, I mean, that is Mike Thomas. So not only do you lose your best offensive player, but you lose the guy who's best at exactly what you want to do. And that's where Taysom Hill comes into me. And this is where it all sparks from the comment talking about you're paying Hill $16 million guaranteed, which was when he signed the contract, right? I think it's like $10 million a year. And he's not playing. And that's my deal is I feel like he could be a huge threat in this short to intermediate range, whether it's running zone read, whether it's lining up at tight end, whether it's engaging in some more double pass shenanigans, some more screen shenanigans. Like you would imagine that Taysom Hill, in the absence of Thomas and those touches to go around, he would get a bigger portion. I mean, I don't feel comfortable giving that extra action to Emmanuel Sanders right now. I mean, the timing between him and Breeze may be worse than anybody on that team. I do feel good about giving the extra touches to Jared Cook. Obviously, Alvin Kamara, the lone bright spot from Monday night's game. You hosted that, can continue. And look, and I think Traquan earned himself some touches. I think Breeze is going to trust Traquan a little more. I think he's going to revisit that a little bit more. But yeah, my deal is, dude, if you're Taysom Hill, let's see Coach Payton take advantage of Hill. And it's not even like, even if you think he's your number 2 quarterback, I don't think you have to try to protect him because I don't think that there's that much of a difference between Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill as your number 2. I thought that was one of the biggest advantages of getting Jameis Winston is the fact that all of a sudden you can be more risky with Taysom Hill. You can put him in more situations. I mean, look at the Vikings game last year. Who was the only guy that was able to produce and get that offense going? It was Taysom Hill. And then you got to think that your opponents are thinking a lot of the same things. So he even takes on a lot of value as a decoy of sorts, right? Like when he's on the field, you have to account for him. I want to see more Taysom this Sunday. But that said, the overall point is that I'm not bailing on Breeze yet, okay? We are 2 weeks in, small sample size. I got years and years of a sample size where they get it figured out. And I think they're going to get it figured out again this year. I think that's one of the reasons, and I think Vegas kind of agrees. It's one of the reasons why they got that slight favorite. It's almost like a pick 'em coming up Sunday. But I know that a lot of people just surface level would have thought that the Packers would have been the easy favorite. But I think they're bouncing on the Saints finding their level, and I think they will. One other note to fix from Sunday's game, or Monday night's game, I should say, missed tackles. Defensively, I'm still scratching my head. The D-line looked great. David Onyemata kicked ass. Trey Hendrickson did well again. Cam Jordan got bottled up a bit, which was surprising, But look, he's the guy that opens it up for the other guys. He demands a lot of that defensive attention. So I'm not worried about Cam Jordan. I am worried about the safeties. Malcolm Jenkins looked great in week 1, as did that secondary, and then everybody in the secondary looked horrible in week 2. So I don't know how exactly to feel about that. But the missed tackles, how about this? More so than anything else, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson missed 3 tackles Monday night. Carl Granderson missed 2. Demario Davis missed 2. Marcus Williams, Alex Anzalone, Janoris Jenkins, Cam Jordan, Malcolm Jenkins all missed 1 as well. That is inexcusable. On the NFL level, where you got guys sleeping in like hyperbaric chambers, right? And they're doing everything they can to gain even a percentage point advantage. Missing 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, missing 12 tackles. And maybe not in that game, but in a close game, that could be the difference between a win and a loss. And a win and a loss could be the difference, as you saw last year, between the 1 seed or between having to play in the first round, between playing at home in the playoffs, between having to go on the road in the playoffs. That win or loss can make all the difference. So get it out your system. You got it out, okay? One thing about losses is they give you clearly identifiable problems to attack. And the Saints have that on both the offensive and defensive sides of the ball. Let's see if they can get it fixed by Sunday. Coming up next here on OTBOT, we're going to welcome in Mississippi State's Brandon Walker, works for Barstool Sports. So a lot of great shows over there. And he says that LSU is going to lose to Mississippi State this Saturday. So let's pick his brain next here on OTBOT.
OTBOT.
Tune in tonight as Gardner Minshew and the Jacksonville Jaguars host Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Miami Dolphins. The NFL lives on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
$11,000 off MSRP on a new 2020 Ford F-150. Buy a new one for less than a used one. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million-mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At All Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Well, the reason why I would recommend him because he's trustworthy. And I mean, attention and love and respect of who you are, what you are, and the purpose why you came, he honors that. Once you're with Murphy, you got a friend.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Ryan Clark, Mike Detillier, Fantasy Blitz, and you. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. OTB OT. Getting hyped up for this weekend, man. SEC football is back. NFL's rolling. Still got some NBA action as well. And on the docket for us LSU guys this Saturday, the perfect feast to start with. Bulldog on the menu this Saturday as the boys from Starkville, Mike Leach in the air raid, old KJ Costello, they're coming down to Death Valley, down to Baton Rouge. So I figured who better to talk to on this Thursday morning than Brandon Walker. You know him, you love him, at BWalkerSEC on Twitter. Obviously, we got a ton of Barstool fans. You already know him through Barstool. He hosts Walk the Line, hosts Unnecessary Roughness Pod, Pick Central. Barstool going hard right now with the gambling, the new app they just put out. Brandon, what's up, dude? Thanks for waking up with us. How you doing?
Great, Bob. Man, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, man. Look, before we get into LSU, Mississippi State, I got a lot of people in the chat. My producer Musso was wondering as well. What is your story? Because it seems like, Barstool, famous throughout the country, never much of a southern presence at all, and then out of nowhere you suddenly pop up and it's there now. We got an SEC guy in the mix. How did that all come about?
Dave was just looking for a star, and it just happened one day. He looked down in the southern sky, and the brightest shining star was me in Starkville, Mississippi.
Well, is that kind of like a light shining in a dark room? I mean, if it's Starkville, there's not a lot going on.
Hey, we're all gonna have jokes. That's what we're gonna do this morning. No, it was. It's a very bright. It's almost a galaxy full of suns. That's how bright it is in Starkville, Mississippi these days.
Okay, so let's talk about that then, man. Saturday, LSU, Mississippi State, Mike Leach. Got the big transfer in KJ Costello. You tweeted the other day. Okay, you tweeted the other day that Mississippi State is going to beat LSU. You then quadruple down on it, continuing to say, look, what people don't understand is Mississippi State is going to beat LSU.
Correct.
Why are you so confident? You text me you're Mr. Unbiased. Why are you so confident that your Bulldogs are taking down the Tigers?
You're not going to find a more unbiased person in the country than me. I can look at everything and see. And congratulations to LSU for the greatest season in college football history last year. But now all the shiny pieces are gone, and you're left with Ed Orgeron as your head coach.
Wow.
And you look around, and he went to the antique shop, and he bought Bo Pelini to come back as the defensive coordinator. They're not going to be ready for Mike Leach. I mean, this is Mike Leach coming to the SEC. This is the air raid. LSU's got one defensive back who's any good. He can't cover everybody.
Yeah, look, I mean, no, it is Mike Leach, the same guy that was up like 60-30 on UCLA and found a way to lose the game. But yeah, no, like I'm
not here to talk about the past. I'm not here to talk about the past.
It's all about the future. But I mean, okay, how much of that is it seems like, because look, we went through it as LSU fans, okay? Like we wandered the desert for a decade with a power running attack that produced nothing. Like, y'all got Dan Mullen offense, which was a lot of fun. Then you got Moorhead. That offense, not as much fun. I think y'all were second to last in the SEC in pass attempts per game. And now you're bringing the guy who throws 51 times per game. What do you think, man? Yeah. Are y'all expecting like a not to this level, but a Burrow-like transformation of that Mississippi State offense?
I'm very optimistic. And I have looked on at Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen was very, very successful. Mississippi State is now successful at Florida. You had Joe Moorhead offense, but it was run, run, run. It was like being locked in the missionary position for a decade. Yeah, it's good, but it's not as exciting as some other things. So now we got the air raid coming in, and it's just going to open up. We have never had a wide open offense in Mississippi State in my life. So this is a first for me.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, just rename the air raid Doggy Style and you're good to go.
Oh, my God. Can I have that? Can I
Yes,
have that? Can
you
I
got
have
that. Yes, you got that. That is
All right.
yours. That is my gift to you for you waking up with us this morning. That is the new Mike Leach offense. Doggy Style in Starkville. Missionary is over, okay, people?
Missionary is done.
It's done. It's a new era. How about this, though? This is like an actual football question. And it's something I keep thinking about. So, obviously, Leach wants to throw it all over the yard. But Kylan Hill is one of y'all's most badass players, a running back, right? How do you take advantage of Hill in this Leach offense?
Well, Kylan Hill is our best player, far and away Mississippi State's best player. He's also the best returning running back in the SEC, and nobody seems to actually know that. He led the league in rushing in the regular season last year.
Yeah.
But you look at Washington State's offense last year, they had running back catching 80 passes and getting out in space. Kylan Hill's still going to get touches. I just don't think he'll get as many running touches. I just think he'll get different opportunities in this offense, and I think he'll have to be Mississippi State's best offensive weapon.
Yeah, I mean, look, it makes sense. You would have to imagine an offensive line like Leach that should be the entire crux, like you said. Like, move him around, do whatever you have to do, and honestly, it helps his NFL stock because when you look, I mean, Derrick Henry, who's the best at kind of the old school running back, he can't touch the money that Kamara and McCaffrey and these other guys are making, so Hill could be right in there. Okay, Brandon, when you look at this LSU team, we're all very biased. We've been breaking it down. What's your evaluation of this squad coming into this year?
Oh, I look at this LSU team and I just say, where did everybody go? I don't see anything, and I don't think LSU is Alabama right now where they can just plug in 4 and 5 stars and pick up right where they left off. I mean, they got Ed Orgeron developing them. Last year was a perfect storm of good recruits, a good transfer, and coaches around Orgeron that made him look somewhat confident. And now you don't really have that, so I don't see the plug and play. LSU, I think, is a solid 5-6 win team this year, but certainly nowhere near the level of last year.
5 to 6 wins? What? I see 6. I see 6 guaranteed wins, and then I would say,
"Oh, you don't have to lie to have friends." Come on.
Nah. I mean, watch Mississippi State 3-7. What are we talking about here? Look, I think y'all could get the Egg Bowl.
I mean, if things go wrong, probably 8-2, maybe 9-1. I don't know.
Look, hey, Brandon, I thought you would be an Ed Orgeron fan. He put Ole Miss into the dumps for you for years, and my guy can't get any credit.
I do have some complicated emotional feelings about that aspect of it. I loved him. I loved him at Ole Miss. Hate him at LSU because he's actually turned things around and become a great coach. But I do remember the Orgeron Ole Miss days fondly.
So what's it going to take for Coach O to win you over? What would he have to do this year? Give me like a record or something.
I don't know. Ed Orgeron, for me to believe in him, he probably has to at some point go 15-0 and win a national title. But I just don't think that can ever happen.
Talking to Brandon Walker here on Off the Bench at B Walker SEC, host of Walk the Line, a Necessary Roughness Pick Central. A lot of people are in the chat, Brandon. Why don't you like Alan Jackson? It looks like you took to Twitter last night to admit something that you do not like Alan Jackson.
So I did my top 5 90s country songs, and I just said to everybody, listen, I don't care for Alan Jackson. Chattahoochee's good. Drive is a great song. But if you ever go to a concert, he just stands there. He doesn't do anything. He's the most boring musician in the history of musicians.
What about this? Joey Canali in the chat says Brandon Walker's opinion is invalid because of his morning sunshine jokes.
Listen, okay, all right. We want to lay everything on the table. I'm a 41-year-old dad. I have 4 kids. I am right in mom jeans and dad jokes in my life. That is my life. And morning sunshine is where I get all my dad jokes off. Okay, dude. Okay, well, that's cool, man. I'm 31. I got 2 kids myself. I was kind of wondering about that because it seems like at Barstool y'all work 24/7. Like you are always on. How are you? Yeah. How are you managing that? How are you managing 4 kids with that madness? Oh, heavy drinking and chronic depression. Are your kids like? Is it weird that you're probably like more active on social media than your kids are? Well, my kids are young enough. My oldest is 11, so I haven't really gotten to that phase. Now, it is crazy that they do engage in the heavy drinking with me, but that's really another problem for another day. Okay, Brandon, we're going to wrap up here. B. Walker, SEC. What do y'all got coming up on Barstool this weekend? College football kicking off. I know y'all just launched a new app. So we do have, the Barstool Sportsbook app. You can download it anywhere in the country, and we're going to be rolling it out state by state. You can bet in Pennsylvania right now. I'll be in Philly to watch the LSU-Mississippi State game on stream on BarstoolSports.com and all of our Twitter on Saturday. We'll also have the Barstool College Football Show at 10 a.m., and the first game we talk about this week is LSU-Mississippi State.
Hell yeah, dude. I'll be, I think we're live streaming it as well, so something tells me that y'all might do a little better. But, Brandon, what about this, man? What's the spread on the game right now?
I believe it's 16.5. I think it's vacillated between 16 and 18.5.
Okay, so are you ballsy enough to put that Ed Ogeron hate, put the money where the mouth is? Are you going to take Mississippi State plus the 16?
Well, I don't want to spoil anything that's on our show, but I'm taking Mississippi State every way you can take Mississippi State. Plus, a little gambling tip. I love the over. Mississippi State's defense is going to be struggling this year. And the air raid, I don't know if LSU is going to be as prepared for it as they would like a Dan Mullen offense. I think over 57.5 is a great bet.
Okay, I love it. B. Walker already giving you some picks, man. Hey, look, Brandon, thank you so much, dude, for real. It was awesome having you on. And keep holding it down for the SEC guys up with all those Yankees, dude. Screw them, dude. Keep doing your thing.
I hate all these people. All right, thanks, man.
Yeah, surrounded by fools. I know it. I go through it every day. Brandon Walker, Barstool Sports. Like he said, missionary is over. Doggy style time in Starkville. What will happen this Saturday? Who will get, you know what? Let's just go to break. All right, off the bench. We'll be back more next.
OTB, OT.
Tune in Thursday night as Gardner Minshew and the Jacksonville Jaguars host Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Miami Dolphins. The NFL lives on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
$11,000 off MSRP on a new 2020 Ford F-150. Buy a new one for less than a used one. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Do you know the proper way to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in your office? We do. We're Jani-King, a leader in the cleaning industry for over 30 years. and we've developed comprehensive programs to address proper cleaning and disinfection. We have experience in applying disinfecting programs in hospitals, office buildings, schools, and other venues. Now we're ready to help and able to assist customers that need disinfecting services.
Peyton was awesome the whole time, like so friendly, very quick to just come up, like let me know if there's anything you need, and just really make you feel like you're taken care of and you're kind of part of their little law family.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Ryan Clark, Mike Detillier, Fantasy Blitz, and you. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Welcome back. OTB OT. It's wrapped up with Brandon Walker. Got a few minutes left in the show here. Got to give Brandon some credit. I know he was talking about Mississippi State, but as one of my friends texted me, he said nothing has described the Les Miles year so perfectly or succinctly than it's like being locked in the missionary position for a decade. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it felt like. And all of a sudden, here comes Joey B, and he's got a full Kama Sutra that he lays out in front of you. Like, you've never seen these things. You weren't entirely sure your body could bend that way. But you trusted him, you did it, and you reaped the rewards. Orgasms like you never had before. We're looking to replicate that this Saturday, okay? Can it happen? We'll have to wait and see. Can you finish me? We'll have to wait and see. Let's see, LSU, okay? Let's see this Saturday. Oh, boy. Okay, how can I transition out of this? I saw something pretty fascinating on Damian Lewis. How about that? He is so obviously started for LSU last year, now starting for the Seattle Seahawks. We mentioned the other day that guys like him, Patrick Queen, Clyde, they've all now won, 18 football games in a row, I believe, when you look at the 15-0 with the Fiesta Bowl and then 2 this season. Yeah, 18 games. But how about this? Damian Lewis, look at the rise. He went from being kind of, a not the most highly recruited, but a recruited junior college. And then we were hearing hype about him, right? Ogeron was always talking about D-Lou. You didn't really know what to believe. Then all of a sudden he makes himself into an All-American. He makes himself into a draft pick. Well, now through 2 games, Pro Football Focus tweeted this out. His run blocking grade is a 91.1, first among all rookie O-linemen, which that's impressive in its own right. But how about this? Damian Lewis right now has the 6th best run blocking grade of any O-lineman in the NFL. He's 2 games into his career. And if you haven't watched the Seahawks and you want a little bit of a rooting interest, well, look, anytime you turn it on, you got Ethan Posick and Damian Lewis, LSU guys, holding it down right next to each other. It's awesome, man. Laura Giat saying that she's sick of people trying to hype up tonight's Thursday night matchup. What is it, Jags versus Dolphins?
She's talking to you, by the way.
I know.
Because you're the one who's trying to hype up Minshew versus Fitzmagic.
I know. If it was Tagovailoa, it'd be infinitely more.
It would still suck,
no,
T-Bob. Yes, it would.
No, it would not. If Tagovailoa was playing, you'd be into it.
I'd be a little more into it.
You would definitely
I'm going to watch it anyway. But I'm not going to enjoy it. That's not true. I probably will.
You will, because Minshew's fun to watch, man. I'm telling you, that Titans game last week, it's probably excited rooting interest because me and Mincy were going head-to-head in the Degeneration Dome. And the Titans jump out to this early 14-0 lead. And at that point, it looked like you were done. It looked like you were dead. But Minshew, he just kept doing it. Kept marching him down the field. kept tying the game. And granted, when it looked like he was about to go in this game-winning drive, the ball gets tipped up, it gets picked off. But I'm telling you, man, I guess the reason why I'm so intrigued is because to be a legitimate starting quarterback that your franchise is happy with is so rare. There's maybe like 12 guys in the NFL, right? So anytime somebody's going to enter that club, I'm going to watch him a little more closely. And I feel like Gardner Minshew entered this year, and nobody really knows where he sits in that spectrum, right? Is he just a stopgap? Like, are the Jags hoping that they do terrible and then they can go get Trevor Lawrence? Certainly. I mean, a lot of people believe that. They've been trying to tank. But like, Gardner Minshew's not allowing them to. And maybe he's better than a stopgap. Remember that Athletic article where they talked to like 100 NFL personnel and they're doing the quarterback tier rankings? And Minshew was one of the guys that had the most diverse opinions about him. Some guys thinking he belongs in that club. Others saying he's overrated. He's a one-trick pony. He's just an air raid guy. But I don't know, man. What I saw last Sunday was more than an air raid guy. So let's see what he can do on a quick turnaround against a team that is not as good as the Titans. Against a team, I mean, remember, they beat the Jags. They beat the Colts week 1, dude. The Colts look good. The Colts have looked good thus far. And the Titans have looked good, and they lose to the Titans by 3. Just saying.
Bro, the Colts had that game in hand.
Yeah.
Until Phillip Rivers decided to do what he does best.
Yeah, throw critical picks.
Yes.
That is true.
Sorry, Hester.
It's true. I mean, Jake knows it. Even if he won't admit it, he knows it. So yeah, I'm kind of excited for that. Go check out go to Jolie Pearl. Go hang out with our guy Mincy's and Otter. Game time. They got some great oyster deals for you tonight. And yeah, man. And then look, when we get Largy out saying amen, Musa.
She gets it.
T-Bob versus Laura, what are your picks? Okay, for the game tonight? What's the spread on tonight's game?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Straight up or against the spread?
No, I'm taking. Whatever. I'm taking the Jags as both. I'm taking the Jags.
6 ways to Sundays.
I don't care
Go
what
Jags.
the number is. I'm taking the Jags number, and I'm taking the Jags to win.
Give us a Duval, T-Bob.
What is Duval again? Why do they do that?
Duval County.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not going to do that. But
No,
that's
come
okay.
on. Whoa.
I'm
You can't
dipping.
just back off of it
I'm
now.
dipping my toe in the water. Is all I'm saying. Okay, I'm not fully. That's my point. This is a fact-finding mission. We're trying to figure out the real value of Gardner Minshew in the NFL. I just know that I like him. He's got a little bit of star power. I love denim shorts. I love his mustache. I love just his whole package. I just gotta see if he can do it consistently. And look, the Dolphins, if nothing else, while beating them means nothing, they do have a good defense, I believe. So if he can have success there, that's a feather in his cap.
Okay, so if he goes out and throws for 425, maybe three touchdowns, they win by, let's say, 15. Do we get do we get a Duval out of you tomorrow?
Yes. Then I will be full Duval.
Mark the tape.
I will be full Duval. And, and I might even buy a Jags two-tone jersey since y'all all hate them so much.
Oh, they're
and
terrible.
I actually really like them.
All two-tone uniforms should go the way of the dinosaur.
The
They're
Falcons
awful.
ones are nice, too.
The Jags got rid of the two-tones.
You know what? I'm glad we only have 30 seconds left in the show.
So
Now you
nobody
just complimented the Falcons uniforms.
Yeah, I like the Falcons. I like the Rams uniforms, too. Okay. I like them all. I think
Rams
they're well
helmets
designed.
are cool.
The Rams helmets are cool, Danny.
But
I
not
agree.
the jerseys.
All right, coming up tomorrow, we got a great show. Maybe some exciting stuff on tomorrow's show. Probably going to check it out at the beginning of the 8 o'clock hour, see what Friday's show is all about. Football Friday coming up tomorrow, but first, keep it locked right here on the 104.5 ESPN YouTube throughout the day. Huge thank you to Jordy Collada, Matthew Musso, Danny Cardenas, all of our wonderful guests and listeners. We love you. Share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you tomorrow.
OTB, OT.